The Bee Diggers are coached by Randy Dreitz, assisted by Ron Albo, Len Schwint, Dick Creighton, Court Marquez, and Leon Lojek. Zach Lemon, the head coach of the Eaton Reds, assisted by Dean Grable, Dustin Duncan, Cameron Stewart, Roy True, Randy Craddock, Mike Butler, and Jay Kilber. And the Reds will receive, as the Bee Diggers are going for their third undefeated season in the last 4 years. The Bee Diggers dressed in their road whites with the maroon numerals and the maroon pants, and Dave, looks like the Reds are sporting some new uniforms, unless I'm having a little bit of an amnesiac moment.
I'll tell you what, just that red jersey, and they got it looks like sort of a gray number with a white outline on it, but it's hard to see. This is a dark field. All you people at home that are listening, if you remember the field, how dark it is in the corners, and if you're not in the middle of the field, you're on the outside, it's black. So, from where we're at here in a brand new press box, you can barely see the school just across the way.
All right, to kick it off will be Jaron Peterson for the Bee Diggers. And back deep to receive are Darren Trout. He's one of two men out there for the Reds. And trying to spot the other Red over there on the near sideline. It's got to be a junior because there's a bunch of juniors in the 20s. The Bee Diggers will open up the playoffs next Saturday at home against an opponent to be determined. They win this game, they'll be the top seed. Peterson runs up to the football. There's a low line drive fielded by Trout at the 17-yard line, running to his right across the 25, and then he's going to be grabbed by a couple of Bee Diggers and taken down at about the 29-yard line. Alec Peterson, the first Bee Digger in on the play.
Maltos was the second one. He ended up shooting a double leg on him and then driving his shoulder through him as he pounded him into the ground.
We'll get to this Bee Digger starting lineup coming up momentarily. Yeah, some new facilities, some nice facilities in Eaton. 1st and 10 at the 29 with a couple of setbacks. And there's the give right up the middle with a flag down across the 30 to the 31. The ball is fumbled. The Bee Diggers might have it. That went to the fullback. That was taken by Dalton Wan. It'll be a gain of about 2. I thought the ball was fumbled. There was a scramble for it. Now let's see what the call is out there. And it was pretty quick. I don't know if there was a face masking penalty or not. No, it'll be holding against Eaton. Against the Reds. So already they're in a pickle here. They're in a hole to begin this game.
Well, you can't hurdle in high school football either. Wallen definitely left his feet as he tried to jump over the top of Tristan Teeter there in the middle. Now I was thinking maybe they might have thrown the penalty for that, as the official that was right there threw it right into the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Let's see, Dave. Who's that quarterback? Is that Gavin Ladal? Let's check it here. 1st and 20 from the 19. The back split. And there's a rollout to the right. A pass is going to be caught across the 30 to the 33. The quarterback, Casey Edens. And the completion over to Darren Trout. Pretty impressive gain. As that play started at the 19 all the way down to the 34. It's a gain of 15. All of a sudden, pretty good situation for the Reds. 2nd down and 5 to go at their own 34.
And then them being able to roll out and run that waggle pass and showing their quarterback has some mobility, it's going to force our linebackers to hang back.
2nd down and 5 from the 34-yard line. Backs are split, and there's the give up the middle in a small hole, but opened up a little bit bigger there, nearly a 1st down as the carry went to Nick Schreiber. Jose Rodriguez with the play, but very close to the stick. It's a gain of 5 to the 39. And the Reds did a nice job here of coming back in just 2 plays against the Bee Digger defense that has been pretty stingy all season.
Yeah, they sure did. And just coming over here, running to this right side, showed a little bit of strength as they tried to power that off tackle.
They'll have to measure. Opening kickoff tonight was brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project. From start to finish, get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. Bee Digger starting lineup brought to you by Cargill Beef. Committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Dave mentioned Jose Rodriguez there on the defensive line. Tristan Teeter also there as well. Joe Carwin plays a big role for the Bee Diggers, Randy Woodward. And, of course, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Arnoldo Matos Garcia, Nico Guzman, Mikey Gutierrez, Cameron Alexander, Kyle Rosenbrock, Aaron Williams, Alec Peterson, and Clay Shaver. Shaver's actually on the line, on the left side of that defensive line. And Shaver Jr.'s had a very good season so far.
Oh, I just love to watch him, and he's so rangy. You know, he's got those big, long arms, and he gets off the ball quick.
1st and 10. Eaton from their own 39. Under center is Casey Edens. 3 in the backfield. The first 2 are split. And there's the give off to the right, across the 40 to the 45. Back to the inside. First down inside the 50 to the 45. And it's a big carry and a gain of 16 yards. Second consecutive first down for the Reds. That one went to Brady Tedesco, a senior.
Yeah, they just ran power. It's sort of an inverted bone look, isn't it? With 2 tight ends, they're running some power. They came over here. They double-teamed Shaver at this defensive end. And the first guy hit him, and then the other guy pulled around the corner and just knocked him inside. And by pushing him backwards like that, it really stopped all the pursuit from the rest of our defensive line.
1st and 10 Reds at the Bee Digger 45-yard line in the opening quarter. First drive of the game. There is the pitch left and swinging it to the outside and back to the inside for a gain of about 2 before the Bee Diggers hold him up. Is going to be Dalton Wan, the junior. 2nd down and 8 to go from the Bee Digger 43-yard line. A combined 14-2 are these teams going into this game. But the Bee Diggers, again, trying to put together an undefeated regular season for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. The question is, can the Bee Diggers actually come home with a state title, something they could not do as a number 1 seed last year or in 2011. But first things first, they've got to take care of the Reds. 2nd down and 8 from the Brush 43. The ball is dropped by the quarterback and pounced upon by the fullback at the 45-yard line. As falling on that football was Nick Schreiber. It's a loss of 2. 3rd down and 10 to go for Eaton. With 9:57 to go in the opening quarter, no score. The Bee Diggers have yet to see the football.
It looked like Eaton was going to go on a quick count, didn't it? Like he stepped up there and he just was going to goose and go that center, and I'm not sure everybody else was ready to go for it, and they're already putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled out from center a little bit early. 3rd and 10 from the Brush 45. Looking to throw. Eden's out to his right. The pass going to be caught by Trout underneath, but an excellent tackle by Cameron Alexander at the 40-yard line for a gain of 5. 4th down and 5. Keep in mind they're in Brush territory. And, Dave, if Eaton loses this game, they don't go to the playoffs. You figure here, you got to pull out all the stops because it's going to be difficult to stop that Brush offense.
Yeah, they're going to have to play it like Notre Dame did and go for it on every 4th down, you can bet.
All right, so here we go. 4th down and 5 for the Reds at the Brush 45-yard line. A critical play for Eaton. This could be a game-deciding play even in the opening quarter because every play is going to count for this team in terms of trying to get to the playoffs. Play action. Edens rolls to his left. Pressure coming backside. Rodriguez tries to strip the ball, and he gets him, and then he's tackled over there for a big loss. Rodriguez got just enough to throw the quarterback off balance and tackled at the 46-yard line of Brush. A 6-yard loss, and the Bee Diggers take over on downs.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful play there by Rodriguez because he sort of let Edens get outside of him, but he was able to dive down with his right hand and just hook his ankle enough to trip him up, and Edens just never could recover from that trip and ended up getting tackled out there.
1st and 10 for Brush at their own 46-yard line. I'm John Beltran with Dave Uhrig on another gorgeous Colorado night here in northeast Colorado at the Front Range. The quarterback is Arnoldo Matos Garcia. Rosenbrock and Gutierrez in the backfield. Handoff, Rosenbrock running left, and he's hit at the 48-yard line. Breaks away from that tackle, and a second up the left sideline, still on his feet, spinning inside the 40. And it's going to be a first down for Kyle Rosenbrock. Some hard running down to the 38-yard line, a pickup of 16.
You know they had him. They had him back there for about a 2-yard loss. Their defensive end flew out there. He had his head in front. He had his shoulder pad on Rosenbrock's thigh. But Rosenbrock just had that power. He just kind of gave him a sort of a hip shuck, and the kid just dropped to his ground. He never wrapped up.
Well, with Kyle Rosenbrock, you got to use every part of your body to bring him down. 1st down and 10 from the Eaton 38-yard line. Rosenbrock is in a shotgun this time. Peterson in motion to the right. Rosenbrock is going to run the football to his right, running room to the 35, along the sideline to the 30. First down inside the 25 as he's knocked out of bounds. And Kyle Rosenbrock has done it 2 plays in a row. The first time from the running back position, this time out of the shotgun. And it's a gain of 16 once again, 2 consecutive 16-yard gains for Rosenbrock as the Beat Diggers have the football at the Eaton 22.
Has sort of that read option look, wasn't it? Like Tebow liked to do, and like Wilson from Seattle wants to try to do all the time. But, Eaton better be ready for it.
And again, Rosenbrock is out of a shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. On 1st and 10 for the 22, the senior quarterback throws to his right. The pass is caught underneath for a short gain. I believe that is Guzman to the right. It is. Inside the 20, might have got as far as the 15. Let's see, they'll spot the football at the 15. It's a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3 to go for Brush.
Yeah, that was the timing pattern. Rosenbrock threw it right when he turned around. So, I'll tell you what, that takes a lot of good teamwork between the quarterback and the receiver for them to both have that kind of confidence to throw the ball that fast.
Alexander's the receiver to the right. Cole and Gutierrez in the backfield. Rosenbrock this time is under center. 2nd down and 3 from the 15-yard line. The Beat Diggers looking to strike first. There's the give right up the middle to Gutierrez. First down inside the 15, drives inside the 10, possibly to the 9. A strong run there by Mikey Gutierrez. And the initial hit for the Reds was made over there by Edward Fritzler. Only a sophomore, but a gain of 6. 1st and goal for Brush at the 9.
There's that 30 series, just that quick trap in the middle, and Eaton's running that 5-2 defense, so they just double team down on that nose guard, and then the guard pulls and kicks out the tackle, and then all they have to do is have somebody slant down on that linebacker.
This will be the 5th play of the drive. Baby Matos Garcia once again is under center. On 1st and goal from the 9. He turns, pitches right to Gutierrez, looks for a block, inside the 5, drives for the goal line. Is he in? That is a touchdown for Mikey G, a TD from 9 yards away. And on the opening drive for Brush, the Beat Diggers, the number 1 ranked team in 2A, lead the Eaton Reds 6-0.
58 quick pitch, just some great running there by Mikey. It's not like he was just going to walk in there. He had to zig and zag a little bit to find his way through. But he also had some good blocking from that offensive line as his right tackle was able to pull out there in front of everybody and help lead on that play.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson. Off the hold of Matos Garcia. Awaiting the snap, a little bit low. The kick is up, and it's blocked. The Beat Diggers did not block 2 Eaton Reds. 7:19 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 6, Eaton nothing. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Low line drive kick is fielded at the 20. Stutter stepping towards the 25, and then the Beat Diggers hold up Brady Tedesco. A short return of about 7 or 8 yards by Tedesco. For the Beat Diggers, a 5-play, 54-yard drive in 1 minute and 29 seconds. Mikey Gutierrez scores from 9 yards out. The extra point was blocked, and blocked badly because no Beat Digger, at least assigned to those 2 Reds, was able to block any of the Reds. And you and I could have blocked that kick, Dave. So 1st and 10 for the Reds at their own 25-yard line. Once again, the quarterback is Casey Edens, 3 in the backfield. On 1st down, there's the handoff to the deep back, and very little, maybe at the line of scrimmage, for no gain. And I believe the running back there once again was Dalton Wan. He has struggled so far in this game. 2nd down and 10. Dave, you and I both have siblings, brother, sister. I'm the oldest of 3. I'm closing in on 50. I've got a sister who beautiful sister just turned 36 today, so happy birthday to my sister Rebecca, listening in Miami, Florida tonight. Happy 36, and I love you very much. And there is a give on the right side across the 25 to the 27 for a gain of a couple. And the ball carrier there was Nick Schreiber. And the Beat Diggers on the right side, including Kyle Rosenbrock, in to make the play, a gain of 2. 3rd down and 8.
Brush's defense doesn't appear to be doing much fancy stuff. They're just lining up in that 4-3 like they typically do, but seems like our linebackers and they're doing a pretty good job of reading their keys because they're in the right spot, and our defensive line sure isn't giving up any ground.
Yeah, let's reset the line of scrimmage at the 27, 3rd down and 8 in a shotgun as Casey Eaton's man in motion to the right, play action, throw to the left is caught underneath, I believe by Trout across the 30, and he's taken down around the ankles. Nice play there by Nico Guzman. Did not get the first down as he got to the 32 maybe, as they still have yet to spot the football. Oh, they give him the 31, a gain of 4. It'll be 4th down and 4 to go. And, Dave, we've seen the Reds in the past. They faked punts even deep in their own territory.
Yep, we've seen a lot of tricky stuff from them over the years. But remember, everybody, we got a different coach now.
Yeah, it's not Bill Mont. We got a major reflection here. I believe that's Trout's back to punt. Low snap, and the left-footed kicker gets it off, and that punt is very high and short. It'll bounce to the Brush 40, take an Eaton roll, but only to the 39. And that was Darren Trout in the punt, and a not that great of a punt. Pretty good field position for the Bee-Diggers, only a 30-yard punt. And with a 6-0 lead with 5:06 to go in the opening quarter, Brush has a football at their own 39-yard line.
What teamwork and savvy there by Arnaldo Maltos Garcia and Nico Guzman. Nico saw it was short. You could see he was waving at Maltos, telling him to get out of the way, and Maltos ran clear over here by the hash mark here by the Eaton sideline to get away from the ball so he didn't touch it.
A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. On Ensign Street in Fort Morgan, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line for the Bee-Diggers. And there is the give it, a big hole up the middle for Mikey Gutierrez across the 45 to the 49. It's a gain of 10 and another Brush Bee-Digger first down. And there are Reds now in the secondary having to make plays, including, I believe, that might have been Josh Vishaw. Well, they're going to say just short. Looked like he had 10, but they're going to give him only 9. Even better for Brush, 2nd down and 1. That opens up the playbook on a 2nd and 1 as opposed to a 1st and 10. At their own 48-yard line. Once again, Maltos Garcia is under center. He'll hand it off to Rosenbrock off left tackle, 1st down as he drives inside the 45 of Eaton towards the 44. And he's held up by a couple of Reds, including Casey Eatons, playing both sides of the football, a gain of 7. 1st and 10 for Brush, looking to build on a 6-point lead with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter from Eaton.
I watched our offensive line that time, just blowing that defensive line of Eaton out of there. Nobody up there was within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage after the ball was snapped, so offensive line's really starting to control the work.
Zeke Coronado is the receiver to the right on 1st and 10 from the Eaton 45. Backs remain split. Maltos Garcia, play action, throws over the middle, the jump pass, and is that going to be caught by Guzman? And it is! An amazing catch by Guzman on a low jump throw. Nope, incomplete. All right, I thought he had it. Thought they were going to spot it right there, but just missed. 2nd down and 10. I don't know if that was a design jump throw, Dave.
Well, that was a dump play that Brush likes to run off their, faking those 20 series plays, faking those dives, because they got the free safety and the linebackers creeping up so much, they're just trying to send a slot or a tight end right up the field and force them to stay home. But here again, Eaton's got 10 guys within the box.
Oh, this will be a running play, more than likely. Peterson in motion to the left, hand off Rosenbrock. He's got a hole across the 45, not much more. The Reds were there to make the play at the 42. A gain of 3 for Kyle Rosenbrock. 3rd down and 7. The tackle was made by junior linebacker Jake Holton.
Just a matter of time. Like I said, they got 10 guys in the box, 5-2 defense, but they got their corner up there playing like a linebacker just outside the defensive end. They have the free safety up there tight. The only guy that's out there on the outside was the corner that was covering our wide receiver out there. And so it was making it tough on the Diggers trying to run the ball there. But you know what happens? All you have to do is break one tackle at the line of scrimmage and you're off to the races.
3rd down and 7 for Brush. At the Eaton 42, Kyle Rosenbrock is in a shotgun. The lone setback is Mikey Gutierrez. And a flag has been thrown. Delay of game. I didn't see the countdown.
I didn't
Normally,
see the
the back
either.
judge will start counting down when it gets to 5 seconds, and Randy Dreitz is out there talking to Alec Peterson. Well, that could change the play call here. A 3rd and 5 becomes a 3rd and 12 just inside the Eaton 47.
Well, let's watch Eaton now. Let's see what they do with their free safety. Right now he's only about 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, 7 yards off the line. So, they're not expecting a pass over the middle.
Well, and Rosenbrock is the quarterback with a receiver to the left, 2 to the right. In a shotgun, Shaver in motion to the left. 3-step drop. Rosenbrock looks, throws up the left side. It's incomplete. Shaver was there, broken up at the last second at the 25-yard line, and nearly pass interference. Dave, I thought it was.
I thought it was pass interference. That kid came across and basically collided with Shaver as he was going for the ball. And, you have just as much right to go for the ball as the receiver does, but you can't run him over to get there.
It looked early. It definitely looked early.
Yep. It was definitely early.
But no flag was thrown, so the B-Diggers do not score on a rare occasion. And Rosenbrock to punt with 3:09 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 6, Eaton nothing. Rosenbrock standing at his own 40-yard line. Darren Trout of Eaton at his own 14.
Eaton's got 8 guys up there. Like, they're all standing up. They're not even down in a 3-point stance. It's like they're going for the block.
Well, they've got to take chances in this game. Perfect snap. Rosenbrock gets off a beautiful end-over-end punt, a little bit short. Trout calls for the fair catch, drops the ball, and the B-Diggers fall on it at the 18-yard line. And falling on the football was Cameron Alexander. I think Darren Trout got a little bit nervous. He saw B-Digger right there, and it looked like he almost pulled the ball into his body, and then at the last second just dropped it, and Alexander fell on it.
Yeah, it was between his hands and his belly. It just dropped out the bottom. You got to believe him hearing Cameron breathe on him made him drop it.
And with 3:02 to go in the first quarter, Brush has the football at the Eaton 17 is the official spot. A huge turnover for the Reds. The B-Diggers are now looking to build a double-digit lead. 1st and 10. Maltos Garcia is under center. He'll hand it off right up the middle. Rosenbrock backs his way towards the 15. Way too much penetration there for the Reds. Tanner Kramer, a junior linebacker, made the first hit. A gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just running that trap again. Brush lined up in that 400 formation. We have a tight end on the left side. Our slots playing up really tight on the right side, and then our wide receivers way out there by the sideline. But Eaton didn't fall for it. They knew that was coming, and they zeroed in on it.
Home of the $8.95 dinner menu during the week and the best prime rib on Friday and Saturdays, Atwood Steakhouse. 2nd down and 8 at the 15-yard line of the Reds. One man is the receiver to the right. That's Alexander. And there's the give on the counter to Gutierrez to the 10-yard line. Cuts it to the 5 towards the end zone. He's just shy of the end zone, but it's 1st and goal for Mikey G. It's a gain of 13 down inside the 2-yard line. Strong run by the senior Mikey Gutierrez.
But still, same play we just watched. The only difference was we didn't hand the ball off on the trap up the middle. They just ran that off tackle over here to the opposite side, like you said, that crossbuck action. And you watched a bunch of the Eaton Reds were expecting a bootleg because there's about 3 of them following Maltos out over there to the right side.
Yeah, they completely over-pursued. 1st and goal from the 2. Gutierrez has already scored. Will it be Rosenbrock this time? Handoff, Rosenbrock right side, cuts it back, and that is a Brush. B-Digger touchdown, but there's a flag down, I believe. Let's see, the officials are discussing matters right at the goal line. Well, Dave, did you see something there? Because I don't see a flag down, but they stopped the clock. I guess it is a touchdown, but now they put it up. There was no touchdown signaled, and there was no flag down, but for some reason, well, the B-Diggers do have the lead at 12-0. Did you see the hands go up at all?
No, I didn't. Just there at the very end, and then I heard their announcer say that there was a timeout called. I saw a bunch of the Diggers over there talking to Coach Dreit, so for a minute there I was afraid we called a timeout right before we snapped the ball, but that wasn't the case.
All right, we got to teach these guys that when the ball's across the goal line, you can put up the left and the right hand vertically towards the sky. That's called a touchdown, and the B-Diggers have scored their second one of the game. They'll attempt the extra point. The first one was blocked, and the Reds are sending everybody. Off the hold of Maltos Garcia. Perfect snap. The kick is up, and that kick looks good, and it is. We have 1 minute, 50 seconds to go. First quarter from Eaton. The Brush Bee Diggers lead the Eaton Reds 13-0. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 3 plays, 17 yards in 1 minute and 12 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock scores from 2 yards out. PAT was good. 13-0 as Jaron Peterson just booted the ball through the end zone. And that all set up by the big turnover committed by Darren Trout on special teams. So now the Reds have it with 1:50 to go in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, trailing 13-0. The backs are split. Eaton's on first down. Will hand it off to the up back, or will he keep the football? He will. He faked out a few of the Bee Diggers, and he keeps the football across the 25-yard line. Faked me out as well, and then held up, not tackled, at about the 26. Good sales job there by Eaton's. And he picks up 6, 2nd down and 4 to go before 3 or 4 Bee Diggers held him up on the right side of their line.
You know, it was a peculiar formation as they had a tight end over there on the left side, but then they also covered him with a receiver that was wide out over there and a slot. So it's like they just ran that option over there to some little extra power.
2 receivers to the right. Under center, Edens will hand it off on the right side. That is Juan trying to swing it to the outside. He's got a first down across the 40. There's a flag down, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line. But, Dave, this is coming all the way back.
Yeah, they got a really good block on our defensive end over there again, and this time I'm afraid they might have caught him from behind. Lucky for us. That was a nice run by Wallen, and now we know he's got some speed. Before we didn't even have an idea because he had runs of 2, 2, and 1, but now we've seen he's got some wheels.
Well, it would have been a gain of 24, but instead it's coming all the way back. Because I think that block was essentially either at the line of scrimmage or a couple of yards downfield. So that nullifies that entire gain. And now the football will be placed at the 19-yard line. So that'll make it 2nd down and 11 for the Reds, trailing 13-0 late in the opening quarter. Edens back to throw, 5-step drop, looking, throwing deep up the right sideline, incomplete, nowhere close. Cameron Alexander had tremendous coverage on the receiver, Cole Edens. It'll be 3rd down and 11 to go for the Reds, and that's the way you have to defend the pass because the Bee Diggers have shown lapses at times throughout the last few games, but that was perfect.
Yeah, it was, and Eaton didn't have a lot of receivers out there. He was obviously going to that fly pattern right away, and Peterson had him covered underneath as he was in charge of the flats, but he drifted back, and Alexander was in charge of nobody behind him, and he definitely had that covered.
3rd down and 11 at their own 19-yard line with a back split. Edens will hand it off on the left side. I believe that's Juan. He's got a yard, maybe 2. And let's see, they might just give him the 20-yard line. Rosenbrock got him for, we'll call it a gain of 1. It'll be 4th down and 10. And the Reds will have to punt. Unusual call there, Dave, considering that this is a desperate situation for the Reds.
You know, I think they were thinking they'd catch Brush expecting the pass, but it didn't fool Brush. You know, we're not blitzing any linebackers. Rosenbrock just read that. He shot up there in their B gap. And just made that sure tackle after he figured out where the ball was.
Trout to punt on 4th and 10. Perfect snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it off. A low punt, and it's going to drop at the Eaton 40, take a huge Eaton roll, and it's going to be downed at midfield. The Bee Diggers will have one play here to close out the opening quarter with 10 seconds to go, starting at midfield and leading 13-0. A very good first quarter so far for the Bee Diggers.
Nobody would have expected Brush to be controlling the ball like this, and Eaton just can't get the ball out past the midfield mark. Brush is just killing him with the field position. It doesn't hurt when Eaton's already committed those 2 turnovers.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Bee Diggers, and they've done a nice job of mixing things up, not only with play calling. You don't know from one play to the next if Matos Garcia is going to be under center or Rosenbrock's going to be in a shotgun. And this time Rosenbrock is in a shotgun from midfield. On 1st and 10, Rosenbrock rolls to his right, throws along the sideline. Pass is caught wide open. Guzman inside the 20 to the 15 to the 10, dragging a defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Nico Guzman! 50 yards! And the Bee Diggers now lead the Reds 19-0 with 1.6 seconds to go in the opening quarter. What a play.
Yeah, they just ran that read option like Brush ran on the last time they had the ball. Spread them all out, and Rosenbrock acted like he was going to hand it off, but instead of running it, he just drifted off to the right, and Guzman was 5 yards behind that corner, and the corner was obviously coming up expecting Rosenbrock to run the ball, and boy, he just hit him on the money. And you got to give Nico credit because he had to break a tackle to get into the end zone.
How many times does Brush score at the end of quarters, at the end of halves? And they've done it again here. And they will go for two. Rosenbrock will be under center after the 50-yard touchdown pass to Guzman. Coronado's in motion to the right. Rosenbrock looking to throw out to his left, wide open, but thrown over the wrong shoulder to Peterson, incomplete. 1.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let's keep it right here, because essentially the kickoff will signal the final play of the opening quarter. Brush now leading by a score of 19-0. And they're just a machine on offense. Now, what can they do wrong at this point? And they had one time where they actually punted here in the first quarter. And I think they took that personally because, they came out hammering the last two drives.
Yeah, just looking sharp. Holy cow. Again, got to give some credit to that offensive line. Goes all the way from Fierro to the other side of Woodward. Those guys are just doing a good job of protecting Rosenbrock, and when it comes time for running the ball, they're getting off so fast that the Reds just can't recover. They're on their roller skates in a hurry.
Well, and when you consider that this is always a close matchup, right? Brush leads 25-15 all time, but the Bee Diggers have lost the last two matchups. They didn't play last year because of the flood. Jaron Peterson with a low line drive kick. It'll be fielded at the 18-yard line across the 25, stutter stepping to the outside with a seam, but Cameron Alexander is going to make the play. That might be Tedesco, and that'll be the end of the opening quarter with the score. Brush 19, Eaton nothing. There's a flag down, so let's keep it right here 1 second, then we'll take the break, and then we'll see what the flag is all about before we go to break here, but you would think that's against the Reds as the ball is spotted at about the 29 or 30-yard line. Discussions with the Bee Digger players, so that would indicate that it's going to be against the Reds. But still no signal. Maybe they want to find out if they want to re-kick. I hope Brush doesn't have to re-kick. Personal foul, a clip against the kicking team. Wow. You rarely see that. The Reds will have the ball at the 45. We'll take a break at the end of the opening quarter. Brush 19, Eaton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. An untimed down here to end the opening quarter, and a big run there for Dalton Wan as the ball was placed at the 45-yard line. And he drove all the way inside the 25 to the 23, just on a big run. But they're going to backtrack the football. No, it'll be at the 23. It's a gain of 32 yards for Dalton Wan. That's a very strange ending to this first quarter, but all of a sudden the Reds have the football in prime position. And again, like you said, when do you ever see a clip against the kicking team? And then you have a play like that to end the quarter. Very odd. But the good news is that the Bee Diggers lead by 3 touchdowns. I'm John Beltran with Dave Uhrig from Eaton High School, where the Reds are looking to put points on the scoreboard. Again, you can follow us at KSIR Sports on Twitter, of course, for up-to-date scores. Every time, not scores, but every time the score changes in this game, we'll have a detail of it. And on Facebook at 1010 KSIR Sports. So now the Reds have it. They'll officially mark the ball at the 24. 1st and 10. And now the Bee Diggers are going to figure something out on defense, because the way this is going, they could get this to a running clock. Of course, under Colorado high school football rules, if you have a lead of at least 40 points at any point of the game, it goes to a running clock, also known as the mercy rule.
Well, Eaton's going to have to put together a lot more offense than what they've done so far, and be able to put some things together back-to-back, because they're not feeding any passing off of their run.
Man in motion to the left from the 24. They give right up the middle. The one, he fumbles the football, picked up by the quarterback, Eaton's, and he's going to get some yardage inside the 25 as Guzman makes the tackle at about the 21. That took a lucky hop. That would have been the second fumble in this game. Well, that gain is about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. The first Beat-Digger touchdown, by Mikey Gutierrez. Brought to you by MMI International. Your operation deserves the best. When buying a mixer or feeder truck, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. MMI International, 842-5161. 2nd down and 7 from the Brush 21-yard line. Edens awaits the snap. Hands it off to Juan, taking it wide to the right. Breaks out of a tackle inside the 20, thrown down by Matos Garcia at about the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. Try to utilize his speed to get around Beat-Digger defenders. 3rd down and short.
Yeah, he's definitely quick, and that was just a design sweep. He made her out there in a hurry.
3rd and 2 with the ball at the Brush 16-yard line. The Beat-Digger scored 3 touchdowns in the opening quarter, one by Guzman and one by Gutierrez, and the second of those 3 by Rosenbrock. At the 16, will this be another running play for Eaton? They've done well so far in this drive. Quarterback keeper, 1st down on a quick snap, and that caught the Beat-Digger defense off guard, as about 3 or 4 Beat-Diggers piled in to make the play. But that should be enough. Mikey Gutierrez in on the tackle. I think he got to the 13. No, they're going to give him the 12. 4-yard quarterback keeper.
That's good they ran that. We haven't seen quarterback keepers against our defense very much, and that's a good practice for us as we run that 4-3, and those linebackers got to be ready to fly up there. They got to pay attention.
1st and 10 from the Brush 12. And the ball is dropped, and it's still loose, and I believe the Reds fall on it. How many mishandled snaps have they had? I think that's 4 times the ball has been on the ground.
Yeah.
Twice by the quarterback, Edens.
Yep. Yeah, they've already created those 2 turnovers and almost 2 here just in this drive.
It'll be 2nd down and 12. That ball is just inside the Brush 14-yard line. Yeah, you can't commit turnovers against anybody, but you do it against Brush, you're going to lose the game big time.
Yeah, you just can't afford it. I don't know what's happening. It looks like Eden's just coming out from underneath center too fast.
2nd down and 12 from the Brush 14. Edens looks to throw out to his left, and the ball is stripped, and he tries to pick it up, and it's still loose, and he falls on it back at the 26-yard line. I think a Beat-Digger swatted his right arm and knocked it away, and luckily for Eaton, they were able to retain possession of the football, but that amounts to an 11-yard loss, and now it is 3rd down and 23 to go for the Reds. They've got to get to the 2, and they're at the Brush 25. Good pressure there by the Beat-Digger defenders.
You betcha. Some good pressure up the middle coming from Teeter and Carwin. Also getting that pressure on the outside from Rodriguez and Clay Shaver.
19-0 Brush. 9 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. In a shotgun as Edens. 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. 2-step drop. Looks to throw. Pressure coming off his back foot. Pass is going to be caught underneath and breaking tackles to the 5. Touchdown. I do not believe that just happened. Darren Trout. Let's see if he was the receiver. Nope, I don't think he was the receiver. Trout was out to the left, but it was caught for a 25-yard touchdown.
Yep, Darren Trout.
Well, no, he's over here. Trout is off to the right over here. That was somebody else. I think that might have been Cole Edens. It was Cole Edens who made the catch from 25 yards away, but you cannot have that happen if you're the Beat-Diggers.
Well, our guy was running right with him. It's just that he forgot to look back, and the kid just stopped and caught the ball while our guy ran into the end zone.
And the extra point is up and good by Javier Guijosa. We've got 8:52 to go, 2nd quarter. Brush 19 and Eaton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Rosenbrock fields the ensuing kickoff at the 10, runs across the 20 to the 23 before he stacked up Dalton Juan in on the hit. And for the Reds, they just ran 7 plays, covering 55 yards. And just over a couple of minutes, Cole Edens, a 25-yard touchdown catch. Actually caught it about the 7, broke a tackle, and that was it. 19-7. Now the score in favor of Brush.
Brush's got to be feeling a little frustrated just because they've been whooping them so good this whole half, but then only to have that spread, that margin.
First and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 23-yard line. Matos Garcia will hand it off, and there's a big hole for Rosenbrock across the 35-yard line, held up, but it's a first down as he tumbles his way to the 39. How about another gain of 16 for Kyle Rosenbrock?
So that takes him to 62 yards on 7 carries, and there was only one guy left to make the tackle, and it's a good thing he did, or he was off to the races. Again, because Eaton was blitzing everybody. Geez, they run that 5-2, and they sent both linebackers. Linebackers already only line up about 3 yards off the ball.
First and 10 for Brush at their own 39-yard line, leading Eaton 19-7. Matos Garcia again under center. And on first down, he will hand it off. And another big hole across the left side to the 45, maybe the 46. And that's Rosenbrock again. A gain of 7. He's automatic for 4, 5, sometimes 10, 16 yards on 3 separate occasions. Second down and 3 to go for the Bee Diggers.
But again, Eaton in more of a 5-3 sort of look. And, 2 of the linebackers were blitzing. When they're playing that close to the line of scrimmage, the way our offense works, when we need a tackle to block down on a linebacker, it's kind of easy to get to him.
Second down and 3 to go for the Bee Diggers at their own 46-yard line. Looking to counter the touchdown scored by Eaton. Matos Garcia is going to roll to his right, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, throws up the right side, wide open. It is caught by Guzman to the 15, the 10, 5. Goodbye, Nico Guzman. He did it again. It's a touchdown for the Bee Diggers. 54 yards. Brush 25, Eaton 7.
So 111 yards now for Nico Guzman. Good job for him. He was wide open. I'll tell you what, Maltos did a good job as he rolled out to the right side on that bootleg pass, and he had one of the defensive ends got a little bit too much penetration, and the other one was a little bit more shallow, and he had to weave in between those two guys as he stepped up to make the throw.
The Bee Diggers know how to answer quickly. No question about that. Again, they'll go for 2. Matos Garcia is under center. Gutierrez and Rosenbrock in the backfield. Play action, rolling to his right, pressure coming, rolls out of it. He might want to take off, steps to his left. He's going to be swallowed up at the 5-yard line. 2-point conversion fails again. 7:26 to go, second quarter. Brush 25, Eaton 7 on 1010 KSLR and KSLR.com. Jaron Peterson to kick it off towards the sideline. It's fielded at the 13, across the 20 by Tedesco. Spins out of a tackle to the 25 and held up at the 27. Kyle Rosenbrock makes the play a return of 14 yards. Nico Guzman, once again, 54-yard touchdown catch and run. 77 yards in a drive, 3 plays, covering a minute 24. Now Brush leads 25-7, but Dave, you got to be concerned about the conversions.
Yep, again, something that's always been our Achilles heel is those PATs and conversions, and they're evident tonight, that's for sure.
7:20 to go, second quarter. The Bee Diggers have 4 touchdowns in the opening half. Edens is going to hand it off, and a big loss of a couple of yards, being held up and still not tackled is Nick Schreiber. Rosenbrock was the first of the Bee Diggers in on the play. The loss is back to the 31. I think I miscalculated earlier. It was the 32, not the 27, where the line of scrimmage was. Second down and 11 to go for the Reds.
Carwin, number 70, is playing that left defensive tackle position, and he just blew right through that guard, got into the backfield, and slowed the whole play up and got his hands on Schreiber.
Out of a shotgun is Casey Edens. Awaiting the snap, has the football, looking, still looking. Pressure coming up the middle, runs out of this pocket. 35-yard line, up the left sideline to the 40. He's got a first down, pushed out of bounds by Rosenbrock at the 44. It's a gain of 14 for Casey Edens.
Remember a few years ago we were here and that little quarterback ran up and down the field on us, and they beat us because of that. And that's really similar. If anybody back home remembers that game, they spread us out, they made it look past, and then he just took off running with it.
Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan, with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush, is Equitable Savings and Loan with financial solutions for you. And live in your world and learn in ours. Northeastern. You can go to njc.edu to find out more information. From the 45 of the Reds, There's the give right up the gut, and breaking tackles is Schreiber across the 50 to the 47. Guzman and Rodriguez made the play, but poor tackling by Brush. And I don't know why they're stopping the clock, Dave. I mean, it's not a first down. He picks up 9 yards to the 47. I don't get that at all. That's 8 yards to the 47, 2nd and 2, but they've done that on more than one occasion.
That Whitecap stops it, and then he walks over and looks for himself to see how the ball lines up with the chains, and then he winds it again.
Yeah, but it's not that close.
It's not.
I mean, if it's a foot closer, maybe a yard, but not 2 yards. 2nd down and 2 from the 47. Eatons will keep it himself, run to his right. He's not going to get the first down. He's going to be held up right at the line of scrimmage. The Bee-Diggers were there to make the hit, and Aaron Williams, the junior linebacker, made the initial contact.
Yeah, the guy running the down box over there didn't even move his stick, so he stayed exactly where he was at. Our defensive line is doing a good job. Boy, I'll tell you what, just look down that line right when they snap the ball, and you see Teeter and Carwin, they just drive their guy in the backfield, and that's causing a lot of turmoil for Eaton.
The Bee-Diggers lead 25-7. And is that a quarterback keeper? It is, but Tristan Teeter and other Bee-Diggers trying to hold up the quarterback Eatons, but I think he might have muscled his way for a first down to the 45 at a gain of 2, but he was stopped initially, and the drive will continue. They probably would have gone for it anyway on 4th and short, but it's a first down for the Reds.
Well, Brush was ready for it that time. They goose and goed before, and we weren't there. Rosenbrock's playing that middle linebacker, and he flew up there really quick and helped provide the support. But, you know, we've all seen that before when the guy's still keeping his feet and all the offensive linemen help push him forward.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of Brush for the Reds. Under center's Eatons. Eatons play action, throwing on the slant, and it's incomplete. Thrown to Trout behind him at the 39, defended by Guzman. Would have been about a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 10 to go for Eaton.
Yeah, that was really no big deal there, as he had to fall backwards to even try to make the catch. He definitely wasn't going to run with it had he caught it.
High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized, to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. 2nd down and 10 for Eaton at the Brush 45. Receivers split left and right. There's the give on the left side to Juan, swinging it to the outside of the 40. Cuts it back to the 30. First down, another big cut to the 20. He might go to the 10, and he's going to be tackled inside the 10. And was the ball fumbled there? Or did he just keep going? I think the ball was fumbled. The Bee-Diggers might have recovered.
Yep, the official just pointed the arrow in the Diggers' direction, and it looked like the ball might have hit the ground right when he fumbled it. The Whitecap's going down there to discuss it.
Looked like he was fumbling the ball at the 8, and Matos Garcia recovers at the 1. An amazing play there for the Bee-Diggers. They get a huge break. And essentially the gain is going to be about 35 yards for Juan, but the Bee-Diggers have the football at their own 1-yard line with 4:46 to go before the break, leading 25-7. Man, Eaton is just, they are killing themselves.
Yep, how many turnovers is that now? 3.
Yep, I mean, critical fumbles on special teams. There, it looked like it was going to be a touchdown for Juan, or at least at the very least a 1st and goal.
You know, he stumbled. You know, when he made that cut, he should have been able to just walk in the end zone, but he stumbled as he caught his balance, and when he hit the ground, I think that's what caused him to fall down and fumble the ball. But Eaton's frustrated because, they feel like the ball was fumbled because of the ground, and their coach is out there talking to him, and now I see the official just threw a yellow flag right at some of the players.
Well, that would get the Bee-Diggers out of a hole. They could place the ball at the 16 or 17-yard line. Is that just a sideline warning? Looked like they might have advanced the ball to the 2. Yeah, it's at the 2, but let's see. Because it looked like Matos Garcia, once he recovered the football, rolled into the end zone. And this officiating crew's had their struggles tonight. They've stopped the clock at different times. They didn't clarify a touchdown. This is unsportsmanlike against Eaton. Well, that'll place the football at the 17-yard line. What a big difference that makes.
Yeah, it does.
Now
You know what? The big thing there is the Eaton kid. I think he was so upset that they thought that the penalty or the fumble wasn't accurate that he yelled something at the only official that was standing there, because the other officials were all over here trying to explain themselves to Coach Lemon.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 17-yard line. 4:46 to go second quarter. Brush 25, Eaton 7. Matos Garcia's under center. And there was movement along that Eaton defensive line. It'll be offsides, also known as encroachment against the Reds. And Dave, they're starting to fall apart.
Yeah, they lost their composure now, and they were hoping for that touchdown. And, they were showing how aggressive they're going to try to be with their defense and try to blitz. And that was actually their left defensive tackle that didn't pay attention to the ball movement.
1st and 5 at the 22-yard line. There's the give to Rosenbrock across the left side, and he's about the 27 or 28-yard line as he crosses the 25. It'll be a first down, a gain of 6 for Kyle Rosenbrock.
So he's got 75 yards on 9 carries. That doesn't match Dalton Wallen's carries. He's got 8 for 81.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 28-yard line. Nico Guzman has 2 touchdown receptions in the game. Kyle Rosenbrock is in a shotgun formation. In motion to the right is Shaver. Rosenbrock, 5-step drop, throws left side. It's caught. A first down to Alec Peterson. Peterson with a beautiful pattern at the 49-yard line. And that gets the Bee Diggers out of another mini hole. And for Peterson and the Bee Diggers, a gain of 21.
It was just a post pattern as Peterson came from the left side and ran about 5 yards down the field and then hit his angle. And Rosenbrock just hit him on the numbers. And usually that receiver takes a beating, but Peterson's the one that delivered it on that safety.
Again out of a shotgun. 1st and 10 for the 49. Rosenbrock has the football. He'll keep it running to his right, stutter stepping to the 50. Breaks out of a tackle along the sideline to the 40. Rosenbrock is going to be knocked down at about the 33-yard line. Is there a flag down? If it is, it's along the near sideline at the 44-yard line. The officials will work this out. And let's see if we get this call within a reasonable amount of time, and we will, I believe, this time. It would have given Rosenbrock a gain of about 18, but it's coming back. And it's a hold against the Bee Diggers.
I got to agree with you with the officials crew because I watched the play. The only thing they could have called on Nico was a block in the back. And you know what? It wasn't a block in the back. He started out with contact in the guy's face. The guy turned his body, and his last contact was on his side. It was definitely not even a block in the back.
Well, let's give Rosenbrock 7 yards because it's only a first down and 13 since the block was downfield at the 46-yard line. The Bee Diggers in their own territory. Rosenbrock is in a shotgun. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Rosenbrock with a 2-step drop, looking out to his left. Underthrown, badly underthrown. Peterson was well covered. 2nd and 13 to go for Brush.
Yeah, lucky for us it was underthrown because they had their linebacker drifted out there, and he actually got into that passing lane. And if that ball would have been a little higher, that's the kind of pass that you intercept and take it to the house.
With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance and Ackley Building Center is your one-stop center for home improvement projects. 1402 Mill Street in Brush for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. That's Ackley Building Center out of a shotgun. 2nd and 13 for the 46. Rosenbrock will keep the football at the 50-yard line, and he spins across the 50 to the 47. A gain of 7 for Kyle Rosenbrock. And we have time called by the Bee Diggers, brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, 842-4555 for home, auto, life, and health. And for the Bee Diggers, it'll be 3rd down and about 6 to go with 3:38 to go in the opening half, and the Bee Diggers up by 18, but I'd say probably bringing about a B plus game, certainly not their A plus game.
No, that's for sure. You know, we got a lot of great blocking. We got some kids making some amazing plays. But I would say just the sour taste in the mouth is just a couple of the defensive miscues where we had them. We had them right where we wanted them, and then we just let up a little bit or lost our focus.
Well, so the Bee Diggers are essentially in 4-down territory. And ideally what they want to do is what they normally do is score before the end of the first half, receive the second half kickoff, and then take it from there and try to extend this lead. As they scored 3 touchdowns in the opening quarter.
Well, you know, Eaton, you know, they're playing awful aggressively. You know, here they are. They got their 5 guys up there on the line again. Their linebackers right now are playing about 5 yards off the ball where they're lined up. But here they go. They're starting to creep up closer.
3rd down and 6 to go from the Eaton 47. Rosenbrock is in a shotgun. Movement by Eaton, no flag. Back to throw, looking left, pressure coming off his back foot. Up the left sideline, it's incomplete. Intended for Peterson. And the ball was essentially thrown out of bounds. 4th down and 6.
Yeah, that was clear across the field as the ball was actually on the right hash mark. Rosenbrock had to throw it clear over to the sideline in front of the Bee Digger bench. They're headed south right now, and, you know, that's kind of a hard one to judge.
Brush will go for it. That's how confident this offense is.
Or defense.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
because you only leave 53 yards if you don't pick up the first down here unless you gain a few before the first down marker. Coronado and Peterson out to the left. Guzman to the right. 4th and 6 from the Eaton 47. Rosenbrock in a shotgun. 2-step drop. Pressure coming. Trying to set up a screen. Throws it over the middle. And it is caught. But it's going to be, nope. Was it dropped? No, it's going to be a fumble picked up by the Reds at the 35-yard line to the 30. The ball was caught up the middle. And the Bee Diggers have turned it over. I think Shaver caught the ball initially. I didn't think he had the ball long enough to call that a completion. But the Reds pick up the ball and go inside the Brush 40 to the 37. 1st and 10 for the Reds.
Well, you know, it was a screen, so he was turned facing Rosenbrock. He caught the ball, he turned around and took a step downfield, and that's when he kind of got hit in the guts and the ball popped out. So I think just the fact that he turned around and headed upfield, you know, was the football play that he needed to make in order to call it a reception.
Well, it was bang, bang. There's no question about it. So the football is actually at the 27-yard line. A return of about 35 yards and a fumble by Shaver. Handoff, Juan, right side, cuts it back towards the middle. Then it gets clocked by Rosenbrock inside the 25 towards the 24. It's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 to go for the Reds. The clock is reading an even 3 minutes to go second quarter. Brush leading Eaton by a 25-7 score.
Yep. Eaton's got a little life now. You can see they got a little spring in their step out there, and they're still hustling up to that line of scrimmage. So I think they feel like they got a chance now.
On 2nd down from the 24, the back split, and that should be a flag. Everybody moved, but the ball was not snapped, which meant that the center made the mistake there.
Yep, and they've been having trouble with that mesh between the quarterback and the center all night long. I think that might tell you something about whose fault it is.
Ball's placed back at the 29. 2nd down and 12 to go, and the clock continues to run, even after the penalty. Well, you know, at some point they're going to have to pass it again. They've got a couple of timeouts remaining on 2nd and 12 from the Brush 29. Looking to throw out to his left. Pass is caught wide open to Trout, and he's going to be tackled inside the 20 to about the 19. I think Guzman gave him a lot of cushion there. He made the play, but it's still a gain of 9 yards just inside the 20. It'll be 3rd down and 3. The Reds, with 2:16 to go before the break, call a timeout. No, they had all 3, so they're down to 2. So plenty of time for Eaton. And it's a new game if they come back and score here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they closed that margin. It's a nice throw. I'll tell you what, Eaton's just hit him right on the money, and it was one of those plays that was, you know, that's designed way in advance. It's not like he's going to look for an open receiver. That's the guy he's going to throw it to. And like you said, you know, I think the coaches for Eaton must have looked and saw that, you know, we were giving him quite a bit of cushion, and they knew that they could fire the ball out there in a hurry and complete that pass.
So the Reds will have a 3rd and 3 from the 20. It's going to be tough. The Beat Diggers have not been able to get off the field quickly on defense in this game, even though they've only allowed 7 points. But it's really the turnovers that have made the difference.
Yeah, it's not like we've stopped them. They've kind of stopped themselves.
So here come the Reds. Back to the line of scrimmage on that left hash mark. 3rd and 3 from the brush 20. The backs are split. Casey Eaton's play action, rolling to his right, looking underneath. He could take off with a football and pick up a first down. He does. Inside the 15 to the 10. There's about 3 flags down, though. Rosenbrock, I think, was held at the 20-yard line. This one might be coming all the way back, denying Eaton a first down.
Yeah, he was actually blocked in the back pretty hard.
Yep, it wasn't a back, and that would have been a 1st and goal for the Reds. But instead, it's going to be a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was going to be a good play. I'm telling you, Eaton's done that to us in the past. They like to roll their quarterback out and act like they're going to throw it and really run it. But Rosenbrock came from his middle linebacker position. He's going to fly up there and make the tackle. And he got pushed a good 5 yards forward. It was totally obvious.
But remember, they scored their touchdown on a 3rd and 23. So Brush is not out of the woods yet. It's a 3rd and 12 from the 29. You got to play some defense here. You got 2 plays to make on defense under 2 minutes to go in the opening half. 3rd down and 12 from the Brush 29. In a shotgun, Edens with a 2-step drop. Throwing over the middle. The pass is going to be broken up by Guzman. Darren Trout, the intended receiver, and he nailed Trout as soon as the ball hit his hands. I think the Reds fans wanted interference, Dave, but I think that was timed perfectly, and he threw his right shoulder into Trout at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, he drilled him. And I know they want that call, but you know what? That's nowhere close to the interference we had earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Shaver was interfered with. That was not interference. That was well timed. 4th
Nico
down.
didn't try to wrap up with him either. Like you say, he just put a shoulder pad on him.
Eaton takes their 2nd timeout. And if they don't pick up the first down, it would surprise me if the Beat Diggers did not score before halftime.
Yeah, there's still, like you said, there's still plenty of time because we have all those big plays. Had a lot of big plays right before the half.
This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan Ray. I'm John Beltran with Dave Urig. 25-7, Brush leads Eaton with 1:48 to go, 2nd quarter. And a slower moving 2nd quarter after a 19-point 1st quarter by Brush. The Beat Diggers actually have been outscored in this quarter.
Yep, we've just been on the field defensively the whole time. I was looking across the field at our fans. Holy cow, we got a good follow.
Are you kidding me? They're going to try a 46-yard field goal? Wow. By Javier Huijosa. They got to be bluffing here, Dave. They're actually going to try this field goal. He must have a strong leg. He's a big kid. But they're going to try a long field goal. Awaiting the snap. It's down. The kick is up, and that is going to be about 15 yards short.
Yeah, and that's if the ball lands at the back of the end zone. To get over the goalpost might have been 25 yards short.
That's why I thought they were bluffing. I mean, I wasn't trying to be funny here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were hoping for a roughing the kicker penalty or something. I don't know.
Or a massive amount of wind.
But, we get the ball down there on the 20, so maybe they figured, let's just take advantage of it. And
you're right. You might as well try it because they punted it into the end zone. But, I mean, there was no shot there. I did not see any shot of that field goal being made. You're just, if you go for it, you don't make it. But that would have been then at the 29. It's only a 9-yard difference.
Right.
So now the Beat Diggers, as you mentioned, with 1:46 to go and 2 timeouts. Well, actually, it says 1 timeout for Brush. I wonder if that's accurate.
Maybe they just wanted to give their kid a chance to kick a field goal. If that's the case, good for them.
Looks like Rosenbrock is under center. Play action, looks to throw. Rosenbrock rolls to his right, throws underneath. Pass is called by Guzman along the right sideline. He slips, but I think that's a first down at the 30. Guzman has got to be well over 100 yards receiving tonight.
121.
And the football's at the 30, a gain of 10. The clock stops for the movement of the chains. 1:37 to go. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 30-yard line on their own side of the field. Rosenbrock in a shotgun. Williams in motion to the right. Rosenbrock looks to throw. Over the middle. Pass is called by Guzman again. Stutter steps across the 40 to the 44-yard line. And that is a gain of 14 yards and another Brush first down And Guzman looks like one of the best receivers in the state right now. He's had a great season, by the way.
Yeah, 135 yards now on 5 receptions. But by the way, Rosenbrock's completed 6 of 9.
A minute 17 to go. Will the Bee Diggers continue to throw the ball? 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on 1st and 10. Williams in motion to the right. Rosenbrock with a 3-step drop. Pumps, looks, no pressure, rolls to his left, runs out of the pocket, up the left sideline to the 50, first down, runs out of bounds to the 45-yard line for Kyle Rosenbrock. That's a gain of 11.
And that puts him at the century mark right on the money on 12 carries. Gave Eaton a little bit of their own medicine there. Brush's receivers over on this side didn't necessarily sprint down the field. Did you notice that? I think a couple of them didn't think they were going to get the ball, and Kyle looked their direction, but since they weren't going very hard, he didn't throw it over there because they were covered.
A minute 1 to go. The clock stops as Rosenbrock went out of bounds. Peterson and Alexander are to the right. Guzman to the left. 1st and 10 from the Eaton 45. Rosenbrock back to throw, off to his left. Pass is caught by Guzman underneath, and he's going to be running out of bounds after a short gain to the 39. It's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4, and Guzman continuing to tear it up along with Rosenbrock.
141. Rosenbrock's got 113.
Yeah, those little out patterns, you're just going to step out of bounds every time, and you're going to stop the clock. Plenty of time.
Oh, yeah, and Eaton's got to give that big cushion because they don't want anybody to get behind them, so they're giving us all of those passes underneath.
And Brush does have 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd and 4 from the 39. Rosenbrock again back to throw. Over the middle, the pass is almost intercepted. Whoa, Guzman was the intended receiver, but it was nearly picked over there by Schreiber.
Yeah, he just dropped back from that linebacker position right into that passing lane as Guzman was running just a quick post. It was more of a slant pattern. And, we had all these receivers over here on the right side, but, again, that was pre-planned.
3rd down and 4 to go. With a football at the 39-yard line. Rosenbrock again in a shotgun. A 2-step drop, throws to his right, wide open Coronado. He's got it at the 35, and he tries to spin his way for a first down. Very close to the stick. He might have taken his way out of a first down, but I think he's got it. A gain of 4. And the clock will stop for the movement of the chains with 46.1 seconds to go. Bee Diggers take their 2nd timeout, brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, Home Auto, Life, and Health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555.
Yeah, I don't know if Brush thought he had the first down or not and called that timeout there. But
yeah, because you don't want to call a timeout after only a 4-yard gain. But they've got 1 timeout remaining, 46.1 seconds to go. We've seen this team score in a matter of seconds, and I'm not talking 50 seconds, but sometimes 15 or 20 seconds. So it appears they'll have enough time here to get the ball back into the end zone.
This will give them a chance to call a couple of plays back-to-back if they want to try to run the ball.
Yeah, but if they run the ball, they're going to have to get right up to the line of scrimmage because with only 1 timeout left, you don't want to use that after a running play.
Well, we've got the wheels. We've shown that we can run that quick pitch. We know we have that bootleg. So we got the wheels to get out there and get out of bounds if we need to.
1st and 10 for Brush at the Eaton 35-yard line. The Bee Diggers with a 25-7 lead with 46.1 seconds to go before the break. Kyle Rosenbrock is out of a shotgun, trips to the left. On 1st down, Rosenbrock with a 5-step drop. Pressure coming, throws deep over the middle. The pass going to be caught. 5, touchdown, Alec Peterson! Peterson makes the catch. 35-yard touchdown pass from Rosenbrock. His 2nd touchdown pass of the game. Arnoldo Matos Garcia has the other, and Brush now leads Eaton 31-7.
152 yards now for Rosenbrock passing. Peterson has 2 catches for 56 yards. Just that post pattern again, they're running he's running to the corner over here, and the Eaton kids just keep letting Brush get behind him. They can't do that with these kids that have so much savvy. They know what they have to do to get open. And Rosenbrock, I'll tell you what, his ability to throw the ball on the money this year's, just completely different than it was a year ago.
Oh, yeah. The extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson. Low snap, and the kick is blocked again. Oh, jeez, the Bee Diggers have been a disaster with these extra points. And they had their issues against Sterling. And the lead remains at 31-7 with 39.1 seconds to go. Dave, we hate repeating ourselves, but when it continues to happen over and over, you can't help but do it.
It's insanity.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's amazing that, we just haven't got the block in there, and it's not like, they have more guys on the field, but, you have to give them credit. They must have a scheme that's really confusing our line. I'd like to be able to say, well, they're just killing us on the outside, but, it seems like there's pressure up the middle and there's pressure coming on the corners.
All right, now the Bee Diggers to kick it off. And Peterson to do so. And I'm sure Eaton wants to muster something. Yeah, you have 31 points. You think it's 4 touchdowns and a field goal. Not 5 touchdowns and only 1 conversion. So here we go. Peterson runs up to the football. Low line drive. Fielded at the 5. Straight ahead to Tedesco at the 20. Tedesco across the 25. Spun down at the 31. Gutierrez in on the hit. And also in on the play, Eligio Cookie Barraza. The Reds have 2 timeouts remaining with 31.4 seconds to go. I thought they only had 1, but the scoreboard shows 2. And they'll start at their own 31-yard line.
Brush still running that kickoff where all 10 of their guys are down in a 3-point stance except for their kicker. And then they race down the field. And I'll tell you what, they really do hustle down there and do a good job of staying in their lanes.
Oh, without question. 1st and 10. Edens with a handoff to Tedesco on the right side, and he bulls his way across the 30 to the 35. Gain of 4 as he almost tripped himself up. Eaton calls another timeout. They'll give him 3. Second, and that is the final timeout, so the scoreboard was incorrect.
A lot of slipping, isn't it? It's peculiar. The turf must really be either hard or really wet. But I don't think it's going to be that way because it seems so dry. You can smell the feedlots up here, and you can see the dust in the air. So, that field can't be that wet.
24.9 seconds to go. And the Reds will have 2nd down and 7, but if they're calling this timeout, they got to put together some trickery. Hook and ladder, something. I mean, it's just not going to be a straight run or even a straight pass at this point if you truly want to get into the end zone.
Well, Brush has just got to play it like that. Nobody gets behind him, and you can see our corners are both giving him about an 11, 12-yard cushion.
On 2nd and 7 for the 34, looking to throw out to the left, caught by Trout. And he's going to run out of bounds. At the 45, a gain of 11. Simple play by the Reds. 19.8 seconds to go. 1st and 10 with no timeouts. So essentially, if you keep this play in the middle of the field, that could be it for the half. And a long half it is from Eaton. On 1st and 10 from the 45. Casey Eden's in a shotgun. Has the football. 2-step drop, 3-step drop. Throws it deep up the left side. Pass is going to be almost intercepted by Guzman. Intended for Trout at the 15-yard line. 13.6 seconds to go. That's a slow-moving clock. Well, the Reds will have probably a couple more plays here before the break, with Brush leading 31-7.
Brush really didn't get a lot of pressure on him that time before he threw the ball. Guzman did a good job of getting both hands up. They threw that short pass before. They were hoping they could suck him up tight, trying to stop the short pass and then catch him with the long one.
Vaughn in motion to the right, low snap. Edens rolls to his right, pressure coming from the inside, runs out of the pressure, back towards the middle, and he's going to be held up, and then breaking out of a tackle, and then the ball, I believe, is it loose, and I think the ball's loose, and the Bee Diggers have it at midfield with 0.8 of a second to go. Another turnover as Edens fumbled the ball away, and it might have been Rodriguez picking the ball up at midfield. And the Bee Diggers are going to try and score again, Dave.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to down it. I wouldn't doubt it if they try to put the ball in the end zone. But Eaton has just got to be frustrated. All those turnovers last week, and then to come out here again today and turn the ball over already. Again, what is this, 4 turnovers now where they've actually given it to us?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So it's at the 49. And there's a receiver out to the left in Alexander. Let's see, the Bee Diggers are going to go for it here. 0.8 of a second to go. On 1st and 10. Rosenbrock, play action, looks to throw, still looking, pressure coming, throwing deep up the left side. Pass is going to be intercepted. It'll be intercepted at the 15-yard line. That's the end of the opening half. With the score, Brush 31, Eaton 7. This is 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Eaton High School. 31-7. Bee Diggers lead the Eaton Reds as we go to the third quarter. At some point, we'll go to the third quarter, Dave. This is a long halftime. We already had a long first half.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, all those plays, just so many passes. Both teams unloading the ball like that. You're very rarely going to see Brush throw the ball 16 times, in 2 or 3 games, let alone, in one half.
Well, you're right. Anytime the ball's put up, that will extend the length of any quarter, any half, of any game for that matter. I think the Bee Diggers proved their point with a passing game in the first half, but Dave, if Eaton's going to play the same defense in the second half, they might throw some more passes.
Yep, they might as well. If Eaton, like we said before, they're in that 5-2. Their linebackers typically are playing up there about 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. They're blitzing them a bunch of times. If we don't have a wideout on one side, then they bring their corner over, and he's playing like a outside linebacker over there, and it just leaves that passing game just wide open because you can't really run the ball at him that well. Even though Brush is, the few times that we've run the ball, which is only 16 times, 137 yards. So, dang near 8 yards a carry. That's a pretty good average. So maybe Brush is figuring, let's just work on our passing game and let's just know that our running attack's good enough.
It'll be Javier Guijosa to kick it off for the Reds. Well, let's see, the Bee Diggers can score about 3 touchdowns here in the second half and get up to a running clock and play a little bit better defense. A boot towards the sideline. This one might roll into the end zone. Rosenbrock, though, picks it up at the 1. Running to his left across the 10-yard line, up the sideline to the 20. And he's carrying a defender, but he must have stepped out of bounds, and he did. Well, he got across the 20 towards the 22, it looks like.
He showed one of his tactics for getting yards right there. He was on about that 20-yard line, and a kid came up there and tried to tackle him, and Rosenbrock used his left hand and just swatted that kid's arms down so the kid couldn't grab him. Wasn't a stiff arm or anything.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 22-yard line. I believe their biggest play from scrimmage came last week, the 89-yard run by Mikey Gutierrez. He did have Brush's first touchdown of the game. Bee Diggers had 5 in the opening half. Rosenbrock under center for the 22. Handoff, Gutierrez stutter stepping, doesn't have much. Runs to his left, and in fact, he might have lost a yard to the 21 as he was stacked up on the right side. It'll be 2nd down, and let's see, we'll call it 10. He got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Brush just tried to stick with that 30 series, faking that trap up the middle and then trying to run off tackle over on the left side. Eaton's playing those guys up there plenty tight, and our guard that pulled over there wasn't able to make it to the defensive end.
2nd down and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 22-yard line. Rosenbrock again is under center. And there's the pitch left. A running room to the outside, but Conrad Cole is held up. And he got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard to the 23 along the far sideline. I thought the play call was good, but Eaton was there to make the play.
Yep, the corner flew up there and gave him a little extra support. So
3rd and 9.
Yeah, it was like they were playing with 2 defensive ends over there.
Nick Schreiber, one of the Reds in there to make the tackle. On 3rd down and 9 for the 23. Diggers trying to figure out this Eaton defense here early in the third quarter. After scoring on every possession but one in the first half. Matos Garcia with a bootleg right looking for a block, and he gets it, but not enough. A gain of 1 to the 24. It'll be 4th down and 8, and Eaton did a nice job on defense.
Yeah, they did. Maltos running the bootleg over here to the home crowd side. You needed to try to get outside and get to the corner and then turn it upfield, but the defensive end got so far upfield that he felt like he needed to cut it up a little bit early, and then he played right into the hands of the corner who's playing shallow there.
9:55 to go, third quarter. Brush 31, Eaton 7. Rosenbrock to punt. Dalton Wan at his own 45-yard line. And Rosenbrock awaiting the snap, standing at his own 10. And we have a delay of game. Why do they not run down the clock once you get to 5 seconds? I'm talking about the back judge indicating that the clock is running down. They normally do that in high school football.
And I'm not so sure that isn't why we took that penalty, because we were all set up and ready to punt the ball. They were just kind of hanging out there waiting.
All right, Rosenbrock now standing at his own 5. Snap a little bit high, he gets it off. And that's a beautiful spiraling punt headed over the head of Juan. Bounces at the 30-yard line, takes a huge brush roll inside the 15 towards the 12. Holy mahungus. That punt, Dave, just went for 64 yards on the roll for Kyle Rosenbrock.
Great punt. It had a spiral on it. It flew right over his head and really didn't get the bounce in the roll like we wanted. But Cameron Alexander did a really good job of hustling down there and making sure that Walm didn't have a chance to pick it up and try to run with it, because we definitely outpunted our coverage.
That's one of the plays of the game. 1st and 10 with a ball. Well, the call just shy of the 13. Nonetheless, a 63-yard punt, but wow, that's tremendous. That changed field position. Casey Edens is under center. 2 in the backfield. And there's the handoff up the middle. Big hole for Juan across the 15 to the 20. He was tripped up at the last second. If not, he would have still been going. Aaron Williams, I think, got a hand around the ankle. A gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. And there was some good blocking there by the Reds.
Yep, that takes him to 91 yards on 10 carries. You know, they just run a dive right at us and kind of caught us before we were ready to go. And actually, before the play, our linebackers were still jumping sides. They were a little confused about which side they were supposed to play on and not really hustling to their position.
2nd and 3 from the 20. Edens will hand it off right up the gut, and that's close to a 1st down. That might be Schreiber at the 23, and he's got it. Nope. Yeah, I think it is. Let's see. No, Dalton Wan again. Oh, he snuck through that hole. 1st down and 10 for the Reds. 8:44 to go, third quarter. Brush 31, Eaton 7. 2 plays for 10 yards to begin this drive for the Reds here in the third quarter.
Well, he's fast. I'll tell you what, he's really fast, and he's got a low center of gravity. He's not that tall. It looks like he's probably about 5'8".
2 receivers split out to the left. None to the right under center. Edens this time will hand it off on the right side. And nope, he's going to keep it himself that time, and he's going to be driven back at the 35. And that was Tedesco, so it was a handoff. I'm telling you, the deception here is incredible. It's a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 to go. Officials timeout. So Tedesco got the carry there. Yeah, you don't have any monitors here, and say if you don't catch it initially. And everybody bunched in tight there with that handoff to Tedesco. 2nd down and 8 to go for the Reds at their own 25. Tedesco hurt as he comes off the field. He's now replaced by Nick Schreiber in the backfield. From the 25-yard line on 2nd and 8 with a back split. Edens, the handoff on the left side to Juan, makes a stutter step move there at the line of scrimmage and still driving across the 30. I believe that's a 1st down to the 33, a gain of 8. Alec Peterson makes the hit for the Bee Diggers along with Jose Rodriguez. But let me tell you, the Bee Diggers are getting handled here at the line of scrimmage in the third quarter.
Yeah, Walton had a good run there, but really that was number 55, that Halfordy kid, one of their offensive linemen. He got behind that as Walton kept his feet and helped push him upfield another 3 or 4 yards.
The only good news, Dave, is that the clock is moving. With Brush up by 24 points. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Under center, Eaton hands it off right up the gut and driving across the 35 to the 38 for a gain of 5 is going to be Nick Schreiber this time. Tristan Teeter makes the first hit, 2nd down and 5, but still, that's too much yardage if you're the Bee Diggers.
Yep, and that time, that was the case. He kept driving his feet, and he carried our guy. But our guy met him upstairs, tried to make the tackler, basically belly to belly, and, that's not going to bring him down. We got to start hitting them down there around their ankles.
Yeah, they're just running their normal offense. 2nd down and 5 at the 38, despite being down by 24. 2 receivers out to the right. Edens is going to roll to his right. He breaks out of a tackle, but then he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. The Bee Diggers were there to make the play. Could have been about a 3-yard loss. Instead, Rosenbrock and others drove him back right at the 37.5-yard line. 3rd down and 5. This will be the 7th play of the drive for the Reds. The first 6 have been on the ground.
Yeah, that was Randy Woodward that got back there from his defensive end position and messed that play up. He just tackled him a little bit high, and Edens actually ducked a little bit and forced Woodward to fall over the top of him.
3rd down and 5 for the Reds on their own 38-yard line. Receiver split left and right. Edens back to throw, looking to his right. Throws underneath, and it's incomplete. Alec Peterson tried to jump the route. Intended along the far sideline over there for Gavin Liddell. 4th and 5, and the Reds will have to punt.
Yeah, Peterson, that was one of those, like we said before, kind of pass they take to the house, and he got his left hand up there, and he tried to get a tip on it, but just missed by a step.
And Darren Trout standing at his own 23-yard line. Awaiting the snap. It's a high snap. Here comes the pressure. Gets it off. A fluttering punt. Bee Diggers got to watch out. Bounces at the 40-yard line. A Brush takes a Brush roll towards the 41, maybe the 42. The Bee Diggers have good field position. 6:13 to go, 3rd quarter. Brush 31, Eaton 7. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Bee Diggers have the ball at their own 41-yard line and had no success in their first drive of the second half.
Jose Rodriguez did a good job as he almost blocked that thing. He kind of went to his knees to keep from running into the punter.
1st and 10 at the 41. Maltos Garcia is under center. And there's the give to the deep back, and that's nothing there. Nothing for the Bee Diggers. Kyle Rosenbrock was swallowed up. 2nd down and 10 to go. You don't often see that against Rosenbrock. Blake Miller, one of the Reds in there to make the hit.
Well, they blitzed a linebacker in the A gap there, and if we're trying to pull a guard or something, that messes things up if our guard runs into that blitzing linebacker. And the other one was able to get a hold of Garcia before he handed the ball off.
2nd down, they'll call it 9, just shy of the 42-yard line. Maltos Garcia, this time mishandled the football, hands it off, and hit behind the line of scrimmage is Gutierrez. He was nailed back at the 41, maybe the 40. It seemed like there were 20 defenders there. Well, somehow he got back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd down and about 9.
I think Brush is going to have to go on 2 or go on 3 or something because
they're reading the count.
Jumping the count, yeah.
Under 5 minutes to go in the third. Still 31-7 Brush. On 3rd and 9 from the 42. Maltos Garcia, play action, looks to throw, step to his right, he's going to take off with the football to the 45, along the sideline to the 50, then he's driven out of bounds. It's a 1st down for Arnoldo Maltos Garcia and the Bee Diggers at the 48-yard line, a gain of 10.
Yeah, he held the ball up there and was acting like he was pump faking, just try to get those corners and safeties and linebackers to stay back, watching out for the pass, and that's what bought him that extra time. So real heads-up play there for Garcia.
He held the defense really well for Baby. 1st and 10 for Brush at the 48-yard line of the Reds. Matos Garcia on the pitch left to Gutierrez, to the 45, along the left sideline to the 40, still on his feet to the 30, and then he's going to be dragged down inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Brush after the gain of close to 24 for Mikey Gutierrez.
Takes him to 60 yards today on 7 carries, and tell you what, that's what Eaton gets. They're filling everybody in there 3 or 4 yards within the line of scrimmage, inside the box, in between the tackles, trying to blitz like crazy. That wide game's just wide open.
Well, it's a classic take what the defense gives you, and the B-Diggers are doing that on this drive, up by 24. On 1st and 10 from the 24 of Eaton. Matos Garcia is going to hand it off to Rosenbrock, running off left tackle inside the 20 to the 15. He's got a first down inside the 15 to about the 13. Kyle Rosenbrock with some strong running there as he was tackled by Casey Edens. And it's a gain of 11.
111 yards for Rosenbrock, running that trap, that short trap right up the middle. Eaton still in that 5-2 defense, but like we've been saying, they're all up there close to the line of scrimmage. You just break one tackle and you're off to the races for big yardage.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Matos Garcia on the bootleg right, swings it to the outside to the 10-yard line, still going to the 5, and he dives, and that's going to be a touchdown for baby Matos Garcia from 13 yards away. The Beat Diggers 37 and the Eaton Red 7.
They had 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. They had a corner and a safety and another corner. The big block came from Cameron Alexander. He was the wide out over on this side. He went down there and stock blocked his guy, and all the rest of the Eaton defenders were up there next to the line of scrimmage. They were expecting a dive.
2-minute and 5-second drive, covering 59 yards. Can the B-Diggers make the extra point? Off the hold of Matos Garcia. High snap. The kick is up, and that one is off to the left. 4:07 remaining third quarter. Brush 37, Eaton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Peterson to kick it off. High and fairly deep. Backing up is Tedesco at the 13, running to his left across the 20, and then he's going to be tackled nicely by Rosenbrock at the 22. Only a return of 9 yards, and that's where the Reds will have the football after baby Matos Garcia scored from 13 yards out. We've got 4:01 to go third quarter, and the B-Diggers are up 37-7, Dave.
Be interesting to see what Eaton comes out doing now. If they have to resign themselves knowing they're not going to win the game now. We'll have to see if they come out and open up and start throwing the ball again, or if they stay content with running it.
Well, I think the normal offense would suffice at this point. From the 22, Eden's on the option right, will pitch the football. Running room to the outside for Juan. Across the 30 to the 35. That's a first down and a gain of close to 13.
So that takes him to 112 yards on 12 carries. Just a nice option there.
1st and 10, just shy of the 35-yard line. No huddle for Eaton. Hand off to Juan, off left tackle, cutting it back towards the middle, dives across the 35 to the 38. It's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 to go. Mikey Gutierrez in on the hit for Brush.
Jose Rodriguez did a good job from his defensive end position over here as well.
Looking to throw, 2nd down, in! Almost intercepted by Gutierrez. Oh, he was more open than the receiver, and he jumped the route. Oh, Randy Dreis just took off his cap and threw it there. He thought it was an interception and probably would have been a pick 6, which he had against University earlier this year, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Mikey's bummed out he didn't keep that one. If he wouldn't have put his hands up there, that was the kind of pass that probably would have got stuck in his face mask because it was coming right at him.
3rd down and 7 to go for the Reds at their own 38-yard line with the B-Diggers up by 30 with 3.5 to go in the third. How many different B-Diggers have scored tonight? Rosenbrock, Guzman, Peterson, Gutierrez, and Matos Garcia. That's 5. Juan in motion to the right. Play action throw to the left. Caught by Trout behind the line of scrimmage at the 35. And the B-Diggers are there to throw him back for a loss. Oh, incredible penetration by Brush. It was all started over there by Alec Peterson. And then Rosenbrock, Matos Garcia, Rodriguez, and Guzman came over. a loss of 4 back to the 34 on the pass to Trout. 4th down and 11, and the Reds will have to punt.
Yeah, just a great play there. Holy cow, he went up there. A lot of times you see a kid miss that tackle because they leave their feet, but he didn't. He dropped down and broke down and got a shoulder pad in there and held on to an ankle.
Trout awaits a snap at his own 20-yard line. Perfect snap. He's going to throw the football. It's going to be caught underneath. This will be a big first down at the 50 along the left sideline to the 40. Gavin Ledaw at the 20. Gavin Ledaw to the 10. Gavin Ledaw, touchdown. Holy Mahunga, 66 yards on the fake punt, a pass from Darren Trout to Gavin Ledaw, and it's now 37-13, and now there's a flag down at the 6-yard line. I don't know if that was after the play or not. Still says 37-7 on the board, so let's see if that actually counts.
Yeah, our guy went down there and tried to tackle him from behind, and he tried to swat the ball down, and then once he tackled him, our guy wouldn't get off of him, and he seemed like our guy was pretty fired up at them scoring that touchdown there, and they threw the penalty there, and then I think something got said, and I think we got another one against us for probably saying the wrong thing.
So that should be a touchdown there for Ledaw. I mean, what a great fake punt. 66 yards for the Reds on that play on a 4th and 11. Well, that's pulling out all the stops.
Another good lesson, the guys got to make sure they remember, people, just because it's a punting situation doesn't necessarily mean people are going to punt automatically.
Well, they're sorting out the penalty. And now one of the officials talking to Eaton head coach Zach Lemon. We still don't know exactly what the penalty is. But the Reds have scored here in the third quarter, their second touchdown of the game.
I'm hoping our guy doesn't get DQ'd from the game. If he gets booted from the game, I believe that costs him the next game as well. And
which is an opening round playoff game. Brush will be a heavy favorite there.
The coaches are over there talking to Coach Dreit still, spending a lot of time explaining to him what happened, and here's the announcement.
Maybe it's going to be assessed on the kickoff. I don't know. Oh, this is taking a long time for one penalty. Or a couple of penalties if that's the case. So the touchdown counts. Personal foul against the Bee Diggers. Looks like the same player committed 2 fouls, and there's a disqualification involved.
Yep, if you get booted from the game, that means I believe he'll have to leave the field as well. Somebody will have to escort him to the – if he was ejected, I don't know if disqualified and ejection is the same thing.
Well, if they assess 2 penalties also on the kickoff, that means Eaton would kick off from the Brush 30?
I'll tell you what, they might
yeah, you got to do an onside kick, yeah. Kick off from the 30. And now they're going to go for 2. Under center, Eaton's. It's 37-13 right now. Trying to draw closer. For the 2-point conversion, there was movement there, and you got to throw that flag. And there's the flag on the right side of the offensive line, I should say. That's going to draw him back to about the 7. And that might force an extra point.
Yep, and there he goes with his kicking pad out onto the field.
Yeah, Guijosa is coming in. Now to attempt the extra point for the Reds. This was moving along in the third quarter, Dave. Not anymore.
No, that last penalty where we had the 2 unsports, just the fact that you're disgusted that happens against your team, but then on top of it, it took them so long to make the call and get it going.
Yeah. If they could sort it out quicker, it'd be a lot better in this game. Here we go. The extra point by Guijosa is in the air, and that one is right down the middle. 2:39 remaining, third quarter. Brush 37, Eaton 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Only one penalty assessed after the touchdown by Eaton against the Bee Diggers. So they will kick off from the Brush 45. This could be an onside kick, 37-14 Brush, after the 66-yard pass on a fake punt. That went from Darren Trout to Gavin Ladaw. Guijosa, oh no, so another one runs up to the football, and now we've got a violation. A flag is down. Guijosa ran up to the football, but it was kicked by another red, and that probably was an offside.
Well, even if it was an offside, don't they have to let the play finish?
Yeah, I don't get that, because the ball would have rolled out of bounds. The Bee Diggers would have had it.
Yeah, they could have declined the penalty and took it on the 35.
An illegal kick. Guijosa went up to the football, was supposed to kick it. I guess he was maybe beyond the line, and it was looked like might have been Jake Sandow or Tedesco himself who kicked it from the opposite side. I mean, we've seen so many strange, but there's not even football sometimes in this game, Dave.
Yeah, there was something to do with the designated kicker has to be behind the line, but I didn't know you had to designate who your kicker was on a kickoff.
Well, Ladaw's in there. I don't see Guijosa in there. It's just going to be Ladaw. He's going to attempt the onside kick. Now he's kicking from the 50. Right hand in the air. There's the onside, and the Bee Diggers have it very nicely fielded on a hop by Alec Peterson at the 32, and he goes straight to the ground.
Yeah, that was a good call by Peterson. He's got sure hands. I'm glad he was over there. He was able to pick that ball up on the bounce, and that's tough to do because you never know how it's going to roll.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 32-yard line. This might end up being the length of an NFL game. We're at over 2 hours, and we still have 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Cameron Alexander's the receiver to the left, but you can anticipate the Bee Diggers running the football here. On 1st and 10, Maltos Garcia is going to pitch it left to Gutierrez. No running room as he swings it back to the inside and is thrown down at the 31. And again, is that Miller kid over there to make the play? Nope. That time for Eaton, it was Edward Fritzler. He's only a sophomore. 2nd down, we'll call it 10. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Their nose guard's just running right through our A-gap every single time, like we're not even really getting a hand on him, and that's causing us some trouble because our quarterback's got to get out of there so quick.
2nd down and 10 for Brush at their own 32-yard line. Maltos Garcia again under center. Will hand it off to Rosenbrock. A big hole across the right side of the 45, down to the 47-yard line for Rosenbrock. A gain of 15 and a Bee Digger first down as the Eaton tackler was Garrett Colson. But that time they went the opposite end, and it worked out for Brush.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go off tackle almost, but he actually squoze it to the outside. That time we had a little bit better blocking there on the inside. That helped Maltos get out there and hand the ball off.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 47-yard line. Alexander's the receiver to the left, but again, the Bee Diggers more than likely, with the way they've been going, they'll run the football. About 7 in the box there for Eaton. There's the give up the middle. Rosenbrock breaks a tackle. He's into the secondary across the 45 to the 41. There's a late flag, though. Thrown at about the 48-yard line of Eaton. It would be a gain of 12 yards. Let's see if part of that is coming back.
Yep, they threw it at one of our blockers there.
Holding against Brush. I think Rosenbrock will actually get some yardage out of this. Now let's see, the football will be placed at the 42, so 5 for Rosenbrock there, and then the 10-yard penalty makes it a 1st down and 15 to go. We're inside of a minute 20 to go, third quarter. Brush 37, Eaton 14. On first down, Matos Garcia with a back split. And there's the bootleg left, and Matos Garcia snaps out of a tackle across the 45-yard line, and then he's going to be tackled from behind, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Might have gone out of bounds at about the 48. Nice play by Matos Garcia. He could have taken a 4 or 5 yard loss instead. It's about a 6-yard gain to the 48.
I think they have their tackles eagled down on us. That means they're down there. They're not really in that 5 technique across from our tackles. It looks like they might be eagled down into that B gap or even maybe on outside shoulder of our guards. And I don't know if that's what's causing the turmoil in there, but we're just having a hard time blocking them, and they're just in our backfield all the time.
Second down and 9 to go for the Bee Diggers at their own 48-yard line. In a very, very long and slow third quarter. And there was movement. I thought there was movement first by Eaton, then by Brush, but I think it's going to go against the Bee Diggers. Oh, delay of game again. All right. Bee Diggers going 5 yards backwards. Dave, this is as sloppy a game as I've seen.
And I don't like to comment on officiating, but, it's just, you just don't see this many penalties thrown. You don't see back judges not waving off the catch so your quarterback knows what's going on.
Second down and 14 from the 43-yard line. The bootleg right from Matos Garcia gets a block from Peterson. There's a flag down across the 45 towards the 48-yard line. This one is coming back after a gain of 5. And, man, the flags continue to fly.
Yeah, our tackle was lead blocking out this way, and that's where they threw the flag.
Well, the Bee Diggers go backwards again. And the football will be placed. Well, how far are they going to place this? The 33. That'll keep it at second down and 23 to go. They've got to get to the 44 of Eaton.
They might want to just punt right now.
Well, we have 35 seconds to go in the third. What do we have now? An official's timeout? Guys, we got to wake up sometime on Saturday. Let's get this game going. Here we go. And this has become unwatchable with all the flags and the stoppages in play. Peterson not sure of the play, now up to the line of scrimmage. Rosenbrock out of a shotgun, handoff right at the middle, and Gutierrez is stuffed for a loss of 1 back to the 32-yard line.
I don't blame Peterson. I forgot if we were on offense or defense. It's been so long since we ran a play. I feel like the officials are overly involved.
Blake Miller makes the tackle. It'll be third down and 24, and that's the end of the third quarter. Thank goodness. Brush 37, Eaton 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Eaton High School. We go to the fourth quarter. That's right, there's a fourth quarter. Bee Diggers lead the Eaton Reds 37-14 after well over 2 hours of play. Third and 24 from their own 32. Rosenbrock in a shotgun. Back to throw, looking deep up the left side, underthrown, incomplete. Intended for Cameron Alexander near midfield. It'll be fourth down, the Bee Diggers to punt.
So Rosenbrock still has 152 yards passing on 15 attempts. That one, like you said, it was well underthrown, 10 yards underthrown. Our guy couldn't keep his feet. Looked like it was going to be more of a hook pattern, run down the field and come back to the ball.
If the Reds do not rally in this game to win, then they would not make the playoffs here. Rosenbrock to punt. Standing at his own 18. Perfect snap. Gets it off, and that is off the side of his foot. Short, wobbly punt. Bounces at the 50 and takes a Bee Digger roll to the 44-yard line. There is a flag down at the 30. Can you believe, Dave, they've thrown a flag?
No, I'm in awe, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what's the play now? What's the penalty now?
It's a procedure against us.
Well, you don't accept that penalty, yeah. because it was a short punt. The punt only went for about 24 yards, which was about 40 yards shorter than his previous punt of 63 yards. With 11:45 to go in the game, the Reds have the football, 1st and 10 at the 44. Down 37-14. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, on Facebook at 1010 KSIR Sports, and for video coverage, our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. Dave, I think it's time for a pick six. The B-Diggers have had a shot. Casey Eaton's under center from the 44. On 1st and 10, and there's the gift to Juan. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to be hit at the 45-yard line. But Tristan Teeter had him in the backfield before Gutierrez, Barraza, and Matos Garcia swallowed him up. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Teeter did a really good job of getting upfield and swimming off his block. He just was a little too high, and he couldn't hold on to him.
Conrad Cole has given that receiver a lot of room here on this near side. 2nd down and 9. Back to throw as Eaton's pumps, rolls to his left, throws deep up the left side, and that is tipped by Guzman, incomplete. And there's going to be a flag down. Are they going to call interference on Guzman? That's what Darren Trout, the Eaton wide receiver, is indicating.
I have no comment.
Well, we're going to find out in a second. This will be pass interference against Guzman. And Lance Schwent is about to walk out of this stadium. He's at about the 25-yard line. And the B-Digger coaches are enraged, and I don't blame them. At the 40, check it, the 39 of Brush, 1st and 10 for Eaton. And there is the gift to Juan. Breaks out of a tackle, then he's going to be thrown for a loss. At the 41-yard line, the B-Diggers with some nice penetration. It'll be at the 42, a loss of 3. Looked like Teeter was one of the B-Diggers in there. 2nd down and 12 to go. Brush 37, Eaton 14 early in the 4th. Option for Casey Eatons. Takes off with the football. He's down after a yard. Rosenbrock and Randy Woodward make the hit for a gain of 1. 3rd down and 12 to go for the Reds.
Boy, Eaton turned up the pace all of a sudden, getting up to the line of scrimmage and running plays quick. But our defense is fired up now, boy. It's like everybody just flipped the switch and woke up and decided to start playing football again. Starting to see some intensity.
Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. 3rd down and 12 for the B-Digger 41-yard line. Edens back to throw, setting up, stepping up, throwing, incomplete. Right over the middle. At the 28-yard line. Looked like that was intended for the fullback, Garrett Colson. 4th down, you got to go for it if you're Eaton at this point. Although Nico Guzman is back in punt formation, I'm not so sure about that. I don't get it, Dave. Why would they punt from the Brush 41?
Maybe they're going to do an onside kick again.
Yeah, fake punt. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I don't see. I think the B-Diggers, they're not going to fall for that this time. Perfect snap. There's the punt. Coffin corner at the 1-yard line. It goes into the end zone. I don't get it. And now we got a flag. Was there a roughing the punter or running into the punter?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call it on Carwin.
Well, let's see. If it's running into the punter, it's only a 5-yard penalty. That would not be a first down, but roughing the punter would give the Reds a first down. Dave, why even try to block that kick? I mean, it's already deep in Brush territory, or fairly deep. I mean, they go 5 yards further, and they go for it on 4th down instead of punt on 4th and 12.
Right. It's just, the officials stop in conference every time. This whole time they've been out there talking.
Yeah, this officiating is getting ridiculous. But the B-Diggers will have the football, apparently. It was after the play, so it wasn't roughing the punter. It was just after the play. So Brush will have the ball. 37-14, the Bee Diggers lead with 9:58 to go in the game, and that's going to seem a long time until this game is over.
The Diggers need to be careful so they don't end up getting another guy ejected. I know the officials have thrown a lot of flags, but it looks like the game's getting a little bit out of control as a result of it.
Well, the Bee Diggers have the ball at their own 10-yard line. You got to pick up 3 or 4 first downs and then get this game over with. Maltos Garcia is under center. On 1st and 10 from the 10, there's the give to Rosenbrock running right across the 15 along the sideline to the 20. Rosenbrock is tackled at the 34, maybe the 35. Strong run by Kyle Rosenbrock, 25 yards and a Bee Digger first down.
156 yards now on 17 carries. Just a nice sweep over there to the right side.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 35-yard line. Maltos Garcia once again under center. And on 1st down, there's the give right up the gut. A big hole for Rosenbrock across the 45 to the 46. It's a gain of 11. Bee Diggers running strong right up the gut, and once again Garrett Colson in on the play for Eaton.
Brush running that 30 trap out of that 300 formation. Eaton's rotating a lot of new defensive linemen back in the game.
On 1st and 10 from the 46. Well, just some good hard running. Let's see if this goes to Rosenbrock or they give it to Mikey Gutierrez. This time to Gutierrez on the counter. Across the 50, up the right sideline, dragged down from behind, but he's got close to 7 yards at the 47-yard line as the tackle was made on the far sideline. And it's 2nd down and 3. Now the Bee Diggers are back to their style and productivity.
Yeah, they're just running some simple offense, but it happens to officiating crews too. You get into a funk, and I think that might have been what happened there because I swear I've never seen that many flags in a high school football game. Ever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous already. I mean, if they're all fouls, that's one thing. If they're all penalties, but I think a lot of it was unjustified. 2nd down and 3. There's the give to Gutierrez, a big hole right up the middle. Another first down for the Bee Diggers, and Mikey Gutierrez driving to the 35. It's a gain of 12. And now Brush is just taking the ball right down the throats of the Eaton Reds.
78 yards for Mikey.
And no trouble now. 1st and 10 from the Eaton 35. Yeah, score on this drive and get some of the second-teamers in there, hopefully. Maltos Garcia is going to hand it off on the counter to Gutierrez. He cannot get out of the backfield. Held up and thrown down by Nick Schreiber for a loss of a couple back at the 37, 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, we just tried to run that 30 series still. Fake the trap up the middle, run the off tackle over to the right side on the other side, and it didn't fool Eaton. On
2nd down and 12 to go for the Eaton 37. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Brush 37, Eaton 14. Matos Garcia with a long count. On 2nd down is going to hand it off to Rosenbrock off left tackle. Inside the 30 to the 25. Still on his feet. He's got a first down. Kyle Rosenbrock with some strong running to about the 20. And let's see where the ball's placed at the 19. And that's a gain of 18 for Rosenbrock. The Bee Diggers on this drive have 4 first downs.
That time Eaton had 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. No linebackers, just a free safety, couple of corners on each side.
1st and 10 at the Reds 19. The Bee Diggers are up by 23. Baby Maltos Garcia will hand it off to Rosenbrock. Stutter stepping to the 15, and he drives his way inside the 10, close to the 9. Rosenbrock with some hard running, but there's a flag down. And this one is coming back Well, it was a matter of time before we saw another flag, and this will be hands to the face against Eaton. Check that. Oh, my bad there. Half the distance to the goal. They'll put it at the 5, so give Rosenbrock 9 yards. Well, they threw the flag in an area where you would anticipate it was against the offense.
Yep, I thought it was a hold against one of our backs. But when's the last time you saw a hands to the face call in a high school game?
Yep. First and goal at the 4. A lot of things we're seeing at a high school game day that we haven't seen. With a football at the 4-yard line, the Bee Diggers are looking to score their second touchdown of the second half. And possibly go up by 30. Matos Garcia on first and goal. Hands it off to Rosenbrock, stutter stepping, taking it to the outside. He's in. Touchdown, Kyle Rosenbrock from 4 yards away. His second rushing touchdown of the game. And the Bee Diggers lead the Eaton Reds 43-14.
Gives him 198 yards as well on 21 carries. He's also thrown the ball 152 yards in the air, so a lot of offense tonight for Kyle.
And Dave, the drive covered 90 yards. That's the beautiful thing about that as well. Come on, let's make an extra point. Bee Diggers need one badly. The extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson. The snap is perfect. The kick is up and blocked again. 6:36 to go. Fourth quarter. Brush 43, Eaton 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers lead 43-14. An 8-play, 90-yard drive. Jaron Peterson to kick it off as Rosenbrock scores from 4 yards out. Ball takes a couple of hops, fielded by Trout at the 9, running to his right across the 15, straight ahead to the 20, and then dives to about the 26-yard line. Well, we got 4 turnovers in the first half by Eaton, 3 blocked extra points. I mean, we've seen flags in this game. This has been a mess.
Conrad Cole did a good job that time on the kickoff. He's the headhunter on this near side. As he sprinted down the field, he's the very outside guy, and he's got to keep containment. Did a good job of hustling down there and forcing Trout to run it back up into the middle into our coverage.
1st and 10 for the Reds at the 27-yard line, and a shotgun is Eaton's. Wallen in motion to the right. He's got the handoff, cutting it back towards the middle at the 30, still on his feet. Flag is down, no surprise there. And he carries defenders to about the 36 or 37-yard line. The clock is stopped, and now the penalty will be announced. I think we've got, I'm guessing, 150 yards of penalties in the second half alone.
Easily. I don't know how many penalties total. I'm going to guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 20.
Wow. It is holding against Eaton. Yeah, just hard to believe that all of these penalties are legit.
9:30. Brushes. You can tell the boys are getting tired. You know, they've been in school since 7 o'clock this morning, or headed to school by 7 this morning. It's a long day.
1st and 17. Football sitting at the 20-yard line, and a shotgun is Eaton's. He's got the snap, back to throw, 3-step drop, looking, setting up, stepping up in the pocket. He's got running room to the 25, cuts it back to the 30-yard line. Peterson drags him around the waist at the 33. That's a gain of 13. He never went down. And it's 2nd down and 4 to go for the Reds.
31 yards now for Eaton's on 14 carries, and kind of juked one of our linebackers out of his shoes there. It's a good thing Peterson was there to go ahead and grab a hold of him, but you could tell Alec wasn't just trying to tackle him. He was trying to rip the ball out of there and create a turnover.
Oh, without question. Now we got a 2nd down and 4 from the 33-yard line. Eaton's in a shotgun. Wall in motion to the right. Eaton's will keep him himself. Run back towards the middle, down at the 35 for a gain of 2. Thrown down nicely by Teeter. And why are they stopping? Dave, this is irritating. What are these guys doing already? It's a gain of 3. Why do you stop the clock when it's not a first down? It's not even, okay, it's a yard off, but I've seen a lot of other officiating crews, Dave. They don't stop the clock until they're certain it's a first down. These guys just do it automatically.
Yep, they're stopping the clock again right now for a timeout.
Well, we're going to need a break. 5:15 to go, fourth quarter. Brush 43, Eaton 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Well, out of a timeout, the Bee Diggers were offsides, so that 3rd and 1 becomes a 1st and 10 now at the 42-yard line.
Seeing some fresh faces out there. Conrad Cole's playing this left corner. B.J. Hirschfield's in there at middle linebacker. Cookie Barraza, or actually Hirschfield's right linebacker. Cookie Barraza's in the middle.
From the 42, Eaton's on the option right will pitch the football to Juan along the right sideline to the 50, and then he cuts it back to the inside, and he's down at the 43-yard line. But, Dave, what do we have?
A penalty.
And it's resting at the 44-yard line. Let's see what it is. And it's a hold against the Eaton Reds. It's coming back. Would have been a gain of close to 16. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins.
You know, I love football on Friday nights. I really do. But
not tonight.
In this case, I wonder if the officials know they're not paid by the hour.
Yeah, really.
They're paid by the game.
Yeah. 1st and 18 from the 34. Eden's under center. Play action, rolling to his left, throwing underneath. The pass is caught wide open to Trout, and he runs out of bounds even though there was nobody around him. At the 47-yard line, it's a gain of 13. It'll be about a 2nd down and 5 now.
134 yards passing for Eden's now. He's completed 9 of 15.
Second and 5 from the 47. On their own side of the field. Back to throw. Eden setting up, throwing deep up the right side. Pass is caught at the 25. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Conrad Cole misplayed it. It goes 53 yards. Cole Edens with a 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah,
Rush 43, Eaton 20.
Yeah, it was just a really good play. They were able to get behind our corner. They beat us by about 3 or 4 yards. Just couldn't make up the ground.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Guijosa. There's the snap. Kick is up. That's good. 4:57 to go in the game. Brush 43, Eaton 21 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 5 plays, 73 yards. And the Reds get back on the board. 53-yard touchdown pass from Edens to Edens. Cole Edens catches it. There's the onside kick. And Nico Guzman chases it down and then steps out of bounds. At about the 33 or 32-yard line, Bee Diggers will have the football with 4:56 to go. And easily the longest game time-wise we've had this year.
Yeah. You know, that's a good play there by Nico. You know, he just caught the ball, made sure he had control of it as long as the ball, even though the ball was headed down towards Brush's end zone, you know, he wasn't sweating it. He just got control of it and went ahead and jogged out of bounds with it. I like that play.
Oh, it's smart football. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 31. On 1st down. There's the give from Trent Mount. Is that Cole or Hirschfeld? That's Hirschfeld. He's thrown down at the 30 for a loss of 1. 2nd down and 9.
I think that's pretty heads up by Coach Dreitz, getting some of the seniors out of the game, getting these younger guys some playing time. Like, you know, some of the guys are getting frustrated, and you know, this makes sure that nobody gets in trouble and they're all eligible to play next week.
That's it. 2nd down and 11 from the 30. There's the give on the right side and a pretty decent hole to the 33. And that's Hirschfeld again. And they stopped the clock. I don't see a flag, but Eaton did call a timeout. Is Eaton going to win this game? I mean, because you're calling a timeout down by 22 points with 4 minutes to go, 4:10 to go to be exact.
I thought maybe they were just calling the timeout to reorganize and get some of their younger people on the field since, we have a lot of our young people out there, but they're not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you wonder if they are calling a timeout thinking legitimately that they can pull off some miracle. Anyway, they've got, according to the board, they've got 4 timeouts remaining, even though that's impossible. So, it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 to go from their own 33-yard line. The Bee-Diggers with a football. Again, Trent Mount under center with a 22-point lead for Brush, and they're blitzing here. And this will be a give on the right side. A big hole across the 40 to the 41, maybe the 42 for B.J. Hirschfeld. That's going to be a 1st down and a gain of 8 for Hirschfeld. Boy, that's a big run for Brush.
I love it. They got their guns in the game and blitzing our junior varsity players, and we still run for a 1st down.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Because quite frankly, Dave, that could be perceived as a Bush League move, trying to blitz when you're facing kids about 2 years younger than, and 2 years in high school is a huge difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, the game's out of reach. They're back up there on the line of scrimmage again.
1st and 10 at the 42. Yeah, they've got 8 in the box. There's the give up the middle, and Hirschfeld just driving his way towards the 43, and there's a late flag from the back judge, the same back judge who doesn't let the quarterback know when there's 5 seconds left on the play clock. And a personal foul against the Reds. And that'll move the football across the 50. Let's see, to the 42-yard line.
Got to kind of give that credit to the officials, though. When you have this many penalties and guys start getting frustrated, not only the game's out of hand, but, just stopping the rhythm of the game.
1st and 10 for the Bee-Diggers at the 42-yard line of the Reds. Mount will hand it off on the right side of Hirschfeld. Inside the 40, drives to about the 36 for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 to go for the Bee-Diggers. We still have 3:10 to go in this game. I mean, we've never done a 3-hour game, and it's not going to hit 3 hours, but it's going to feel like it.
It's going to feel like it. Brush is doing a good job, though. These young guys are doing a real good job of pounding that ball in between the tackles.
2nd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. Mount to hand it off right up the gut. That's Bostrom this time, and Hunter Bostrom's got a 1st down as he backs his way towards the 30-yard line for another gain of 6.
Tell you what, Bostrom's got some wheels. That was just a dive straight ahead, and he shot through there like a slingshot and picked up some nice yards. But again, Eaton's got a lot of their guns in there, and they're all up there ready to blitz. Everybody's within a couple of yards of the line of scrimmage.
That's not true football.
No.
I mean, that's just knowing that you have an advantage size-wise over the opposing team, but yet, as you mentioned, the Bee-Diggers are picking up their blocks. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. This give will be to Hirschfeld, running wide to the right and cannot break out of a tackle, although he gains about a yard. To the 29, Brady Tedesco makes the tackle. I'll give him the 28, 2nd down and 8.
Now's when I wish that back judge would start showing that wave and start getting that count off, because then we'd be able to keep an eye on him and not snap the ball till the last minute and help this clock run.
Well, I'm sorry, it clearly tells me that he doesn't know what he's doing. Because if every single game we've gone to, the back judge counts off at 5, and this one is not doing it. He doesn't know what he's doing. You just can't call a delay of game when there are no play clocks, and there's no play clocks in high school football that are visible to the quarterbacks. Well, now he's calling it off. We haven't seen that this game. There's the pitch to Bostrom running left. Tries to break out of a tackle. Flag is down. He's down at the 31. I think he's forgotten to inform the quarterbacks there's a hold against Brush. Penalty declined. It'll be third down. Third down, about 10 or 11 to go. Long game. At the 30. And the clock will rerun with 1:27 remaining. We'll have as quick a post-game show as possible. Mounts will hand it off to Bostrom, and he's got nothing. Hit at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 10, and Eaton calls a timeout. With 1:14 to go, and the Bee Diggers up by 22, 43-21.
Oh, shoot.
Don't you love it, Dave?
I just like how you set that whole thing up.
Well, what, so they can run a couple of plays on offense?
4th and 9. 1:14 to go. Game's out of reach.
Timeout.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, the Reds are going to finish 6-3 this season. They'll miss the playoffs, 2-3 in the Patriot League. And I know it's a disappointment, but what are you going to accomplish here? The season's over.
Yeah. I'm disappointed for them that, here they haven't tried to get some of their younger guys in the game. We're getting all this experience for our younger guys against a good team. This is a good defense, and our kids have marched the ball down the field, coupled with the unsportsmanlike penalty.
Well, I guess the thing they're figuring is that this is their final game. Let the seniors play as much as possible. That's the only logic I can attach. The Bee Diggers will go for it on 4th and 10 from the 30. I'd like to see Mount throw a pass. They're going to do all this blitzing, throw a pass, and Mount is going to hand it off to Hirschfeld. He's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard. And Eaton will take over with 1:08 to go in the game, trailing 43-21.
Yeah, Brush just tried to run the football, and I'm with you. I wish we could have seen Mount throw the ball, but give that young offense credit, moving the ball down the field like that. And 10 out of the 11 guys out there were guys that don't typically get to play a whole lot of varsity.
1st and 10. For the Reds at their own 31. Eden's looking to throw. Over the middle, pass is nearly picked off by Gutierrez. He can't believe he didn't catch that one. 2nd down and 10.
That was the second one that he missed like that.
I'm surprised there wasn't a rifle around him because that was a duck.
Oh, boy.
That Eden's threw. That was a duck. And I think because it was a duck, it was harder to catch.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 10 from the 31. 1:04 to go. Seems like we got an hour and 4 minutes to go. Edens has the football, back to throw, looking left, throws it deep up the left side, and the pass is incomplete. Off the left hand of the intended receiver, Gavin Ladaw at the 40. 3rd and 10, 58.7 seconds to go.
At some point, I agree with you that, they'd like to see their seniors get to play just a few last plays. But, at some point you got to start thinking about giving your young guys a chance to get ready for next year.
Yeah, you're right. 3rd and 10. I'm sure this will be a pass play. No, it'll be a running play. How about that? To Nick Schreiber, taking it to the outside across the 35. He's got a 1st down, breaking a tackle at the 40, into the secondary at the 30, being chased from behind. And Schreiber's gone as he dives into the end zone for a touchdown. 69 yards for Nick Schreiber. Now 43-27. And we have 45 seconds to go.
Well, good for him. He's a senior. He gets to go out on one of his last running plays of his career.
Yep,
Remembers
probably
he had
his
that?
last.
Yeah. Hey, that was a huge run, 68 yards against our junior varsity defense.
Yeah. Here we go. The extra point by Guijosa is going to be a fake. Oh, and the throw into the end zone, and it's caught for the 2-point conversion. Make it 43-29. Pass made by Eatons. And it was caught over there, I believe, by Cole Eatons. So here we go. We'll keep it right here. We do have programming we have to get to tomorrow morning. I hope we're not here till then with the way this thing is going. Yeah. I mean, this is rough already.
Expect onside kick.
Oh, of course. I mean, we know what happened in Brush 2 years ago when they pulled off that victory. Brush was up by about 9 or 10 points with 2.5 minutes to go and lost by 9.
Right. Yeah, historically, we score a lot of points at the end of the game against each other.
Brush beat them in 2011, 42-41. That was an incredible game. But here we've got 45.3 seconds to go. And we'll have an onside kick. Let's see, we have an onside kick. Guijosa runs up to the football. Nope, he's going to boot that football towards the end zone. And there it is. It bounces into the end zone. And hopefully the B-Diggers will just take a knee. Even Rosenbrock was out there, Dave. Not taking chances was Randy Dreitz.
You know, I think I think there's just a lot of people. You look at the crowd here, even on the Eaton side, that are a little disinterested right now. I can't believe it's much different over there on the Brush side, even though a lot of our crowd's still there.
Yeah, 72 points in this game. Now you figure just take a knee.
Yep, that's how they're lined up. Victory formation.
And no timeouts left for the Reds. And there's the snap. They take the knee. Shouldn't have to run another play unless the officials quickly begin the play clock. As it'll be 2nd down and 11 back at the 19-yard line. They'll have to run one more play. This is going to end up a fairly close game on the scoreboard, but the B-Diggers really had control from the very beginning, leading 19-0 in the opening quarter, and that's it. Wow, that took forever. The Brush B-Diggers have finished the regular season undefeated, beating the Eaton Reds tonight 43-29. Let's take a break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. B-Digger postgame show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center in Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan. They're your farm and ranch headquarters for all your farm and ranch supplies, and they carry feed for all your animals and pets. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. John Beltran back with Dave Urich. The B-Diggers defeat the Eaton Reds 43-29. Not as close as that final score indicated. The B-Diggers had control. On their opening drive, Mikey Gutierrez, 9-yard touchdown, capping off a 5-play, 54-yard drive in a minute 29. PAT was blocked. It was 6-0. B-Diggers came back. Kyle Rosenbrock with a 2-yarder. PAT was good. That was preceded by an Eaton fumble. It was 13-0. The next play from scrimmage the B-Diggers had on offense was a 50-yard catch and run by Nico Guzman. 2-point was no good. 19-0 still in the first quarter. The Reds would get a 25-yard touchdown pass from Casey Eatons to Cole Eatons, making it 19-7. Brush, though, got a 54-yard catch and run to Guzman, making it 25-7. And then the B-Diggers would extend the lead even more before the break. Alec Peterson, 35-yard touchdown catch. It was 31-7. 37-7 as Arnoldo Matos Garcia completed a 59-yard drive in 2 minutes and 5 seconds with a 13-yard run. But then Gavin Liddell, 66-yard touchdown catch and a fake punt, making it 37-14. Kyle Rosenbrock would score from 4 yards out in the fourth quarter, 43-14. And then 2 more touchdowns for the Reds. Cole Eaton's 53-yard catch And Nick Schreiber, 69-yard run, 43-29. Let's run through the numbers, Dave.
Kay Brush ended up with 541 yards offense, 65 offensive plays, 335 yards on the ground, 206 in the air. Mikey Gutierrez had 76 yards on 12 carries. Conrad Cole had a carry for 1 yard. B.J. Hirschfeld had 7 carries for 20 yards. And Hunter Bostrom had 3 carries for 8 yards. Also, Ronaldo Maltos Garcia had 4 carries for 33 yards, and Rosenbrock had 198 yards on 21 carries. Rosenbrock also threw for 152 yards on 15 attempts. Maltos had 3 attempts and completed 1 of those. Our leading receiver today was Nico Guzman with 141 yards on 6 receptions. Peterson had 2 catches for 56 yards, and Shaver had 5, and Coronado had a 4-yarder.
Now let's go to the Reds here on their side of the ledger.
Yep, they had 59 plays offense, 435 yards total, 187 of those in the air. They completed 10 of 18 attempts. Their leading receiver was Darren Trout, who had 7 receptions for 43 yards. Cole Edens had 2 receptions for 78 yards, and Little had the fake punt for a 66-yard touchdown. Edens also ran the ball for 31 yards. Their leading rusher was Wallen, who had 16 carries for 115 yards. Schreiber had 8 carries for 91 yards, and Tedesco added 3 carries for 21 yards.
With a victory, the Bee Diggers improved to 5-0 in league play to complete the 2014 regular season, 9-0 overall, and the Reds falling to 2-3 in league play. They will not make the playoffs this season, and 6-3 their record. As head coach Randy Dreitz will join us here in just a couple of minutes, as the Bee Diggers have their 3rd undefeated regular season in the last 4 years. I know it was rather tough, a little bit sloppy, well, a lot sloppy, and again, a game that took about 2 hours and 50 minutes to play. There's some NFL games that don't take that long, but they finally got it done, Dave.
Yep, and they were able to keep their composure for the most part, but you could tell both teams were getting frustrated in the second half as the game continually got delayed and slowed up by some of the officiating, whether the calls are right or wrong. It's just unusual. You're not used to being involved in a game that has that many penalties.
Yeah, incredible. And now let's bring in the head coach of the Bee Diggers, Randy Dreitz, after Brush defeated Eaton tonight by a score of 43-29. And coach, in a game that featured 72 points and almost as many penalties, did it seem like this game was almost unwatchable at times?
Oh my God, it was that was bad. I've never seen so many penalties throwing and ticky-tack stuff, but sometimes you end up with that. Thank goodness we came out on top. It was a heck of a battle. I knew they were going to be tough. They were going to do everything they could to stop us, and they pulled out all the stops. And they did some great things, but turnovers really helped us. So I'm proud of our kids, and this season's over with, I told them, and now it's time to move on to our next season. And we got 4 games hopefully left, but now it's do or die, and we're going to have a great time doing it.
Looks like the passing game really improved over the last part of the season, the second half of the season, and tonight you had some big plays again, not only from Guzman, but a touchdown to Peterson. It looks like you had even a lot more weaponry when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, we've been practicing it and working on it all year. It's just we haven't used it much or had to use it much. And tonight they were loading the box so heavily that we were able to, throw the ball a little bit. And Kyle threw the ball really well. And even Baby, he had a nice throw there. And so it was good for them. And I was excited about that part of our game tonight.
You definitely want to go undefeated here in the postseason, make it to the state championship game, but quite an accomplishment. 3 undefeated regular seasons here in the last 4 years, Coach.
Yeah, hats off to these kids and the coaches we have. I've got great coaches coaching with me, and we've had some great talent to coach, and that's the biggest thing. Great kids to coach makes it easy to coach, and the assistant coaches do a tremendous job. Hats off to them, and our parents, our community support has been amazing, and let's just hope and pray we can just keep going.
Well, you got a home game next week. I'm sure you're going to love that. A 1 against a 16 seed, but coming out with the intensity you did tonight, and that's we're looking at a point in this game where we thought, okay, you could win by 40 or 50 points like you have previous games. You're off to a 19-0 lead, but it goes back to the fact that when you play an Eaton team, doesn't matter if they're fighting for a playoff spot or they're 8-0 or they're 0-8, they're going to come back fighting, and they certainly did in this game, even though Brush had control of the game tonight for the most part.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a battle. I was a little weary this week because, we had a big game last week and beating Sterling and winning the Patriot League. I really didn't want to see a letdown, and that was my biggest concern, that we would have a little bit of a letdown tonight. And, I told them, if you want to be champions, this time of the year you got to be hitting all cylinders. And I think for the most part we did a pretty good job. We had some plays where we made some mistakes, so we need to definitely learn from that, and we need to take care of our extra point issues that we had tonight, and we're going to take a good look at that on film and work on some things there.
Looks like the team comes out of this game and into the postseason pretty healthy as well.
Yeah, hopefully we are. Clay got kind of the wind knocked out of him and fired up his asthma a little bit tonight, but he didn't play the second half. I think everybody else is okay. We're going to be kind of banged up and bumps and bruises, but hopefully we'll be ready to go. And, we got an extra day now each week to prepare for our opponents, and that's what, it's that time of year where it's real exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Randy, congratulations. Another Bee Digger victory tonight.
Thank you very much.
Brush head coach Randy Dreitz after the Bee Diggers defeat the Eaton Reds and complete a 9-0 regular season, 43-29. Bee Diggers will be the top seed taking on the 16 seed. That will be determined coming up, and we'll have, of course, that matchup a week from tomorrow, more than likely kickoff at 1 o'clock from Bee Digger Stadium in Brush right here on 1010 and KSIR.com. Always follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports and on Facebook at 1010 KSIR Sports, at KSIRSports.com for our video coverage. You can click on Brush Videos and our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. Outstanding job tonight. A long night here and back in studio for our sound engineer and producer, Rose Condas, and our studio coordinator, Alan Lands. For Dave Urig, I'm John Beltran. The final score tonight from Eaton: Brush 43, Eaton 29 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.